I found this. I was reading to my son the other night, and I didn't realize I had this book, so I thought this would be a good Monday reading.
Oh, God.
It's called Hello Lighthouse. On today's Pardon My Take, NFL Week 3. We're going to talk about every single game from Sunday. We had some shocking upsets. The Dolphins put a 70 burger up there. The Bears still suck. We are going to do fastest 2 minutes. We have Who's Back of the Week. And I also have a Monday reading. I forgot to tell you guys, we have a Monday reading. So packed Monday show for us. And it's all brought to you by our friends at Game Time, the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Created by fans, for fans. Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. It's all possible with the Game Time app. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seats you thought you could never buy. They'll even credit you 110% of the seat price if you can find a better deal elsewhere. You can also get limited time discounts with exclusive flash deals. The purchase process takes just 2 taps and 10 seconds. And once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone. No printer needed. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text so you can get into the game seamlessly. Skip the hassle. Enjoy the moment. Game Time. Go check it out right now. We got playoff baseball coming up. We got football. We got concerts. We have everything with Game Time. So download the Game Time app and go to the website enter your email, redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. I use Game Time. Everyone in this room use Game Time. We love Game Time. So again, download the Game Time app or go to the website, enter your email and redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Monday, September 25th, week 3. Get him.
The New York Football Giants.
Eric's sleeping with the Bieniemy. We start in the Great White North, where Keenan Tim Allen showed that the Vikings needed a little home improvement as he was wearing a wire mic'd up, showing his teammates the white lines but never touching them himself. You smell a rat, Tej? The rat is the rat and departed. The game ended on the goal line as Kirk let 15 seconds tick off, starting mass confusion as his coach screamed from the sidelines, Hey Kirk, you spiked that! You spiked that! If you look up into the sky tonight, you can see Brandon Staley's comet, a flash of brilliance that will burn out and never be seen again. The Chargers, the San Diego Superchargers, have finally won a football game, 28-24.
San Diego Superchargers. San Diego.
I love their powder blues, you know that.
In a rainy Cleveland, Deshaun Watson finally had his head in the game playing without a chub. Speaking of Deshaun, he's a regular guy who spent all his time thinking about the Roman Empire as he fouled forward for 2 touchdowns. Dr. Tana Jill Biden needs a shot in the arm as the Titans offense was sleepy as Joe at 1 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. Did someone say ice cream? Browns, 27. The Titans, 3.
Up the road to Detroit, and whatever affliction Marcus Mariota had last year, Dez caught it. As in, Ritter looks sick. Not in a good way, but a bad way. Like he was ill. Again, not in a good way, but a bad way. Jared looked a awful lot like Michael Vick after he beat the shit out of the underdogs and flashed his legs running for a score. The Lions are back in the win column as Sam Laporta Potty wasn't taking any shit, catching a steady stream as the ref said, you're in the end zone. Lions 20, Falcons 6.
Up to Raljohn, Maryland, where AJ Ebenezer Scrooge played like a boss and kept all the points for himself. Bills fans once again found themselves high on LSD. Loving Stephon Diggs, that is. As he ripped off 111 yards against the Commanders' defense, Joey, why don't you slide, had the crowd going goo-goo as he cut the lead to 34 and avoided a shutout late in the fourth quarter. And then a touching tribute to DC politicians. these Washington Commanders vehemently disagreed with the bill and shut down. Hey, Teach.
Yeah, Boom?
No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Bills 37, Commanders 3.
We have some guests in the room. Let's kick it over to memes.
We head to New Jersey in a rainy MetLife Stadium where fans were losing their teeth and Zach Wilson was yelling, "I'm soaking over here." Zach Will ass was dying hard and Mac DUI Jones was struggling to put a drive together. Zach Wilson Smith got bitch slapped by Matthew You Don't Know Who You're Messing With for a safety. Big Mac Jones hit sauce right in the McNuggets, and Randall Corn on the Cob had too much butter on his hands and the wind slipped away. Patriots 15, Jets 10.
Oh, let's get the other side of that.
All right, Boom.
We head to the Jettolands, where it was a foggy, rainy day, and there wasn't a light in sight to help any of the lost travelers home. A damn shame, Boom. On to the game. Crack Jones smoked the Jets defense for well over 200 yards passing and 1 touchdown. Michael Sean Carter got yelled at by the Jets coaches on the sideline after telling him that as far as our QB is concerned, it's time to go on to the next one. On to the next one. Zach Wilson was going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Got sacked in the end zone because his receivers can't run a route. And for the 13th consecutive time, the Pats go marching 15-10.
Oh, thanks.
Booms.
Thanks, Booms. Yeah, thanks, Booms. Sticking with the AFC East, where Devon H&Ham Lincoln addressed the Broncos with 4 scores. It felt like this game took 7 years.
This just in, Boom. The Dolphins just scored again.
Sean Satan spent the afternoon in hell, wishing he could go back to Colin Cowherd's casting couch.
Boom, another Dolphins touchdown has hit the second tower.
Mike McDaniel put 2 of his fingers up in the air, the middle ones, as the Broncos famously never interviewed him for a job, and he put up a 70 burger.
Boom, you're not going to believe this. Another Dolphins touchdown has just been scored.
The Dolphins, 70.
Huh? The Dolphins?
Huh? Broncos, 20.
The Dolphins get 70 points? In Baltimore, where Savage Gardner Minshew will be your dream, will be your wish, will be your fantasy. Starting quarterback as he hit up his countrymate Zach Kate Moss, who got skinny running up in the middle for a score. Justin Waistband Tucker made Ravens fans put away their boners as he didn't have enough length to score. In overtime, the Colts channeled their inner Miley Cyrus, saying, "I can tackle Zay Flowers. I can grab his face mask with my hand." But Matt Gay pressed pause on the Ravens' undefeated season. Colts 22, the Ravens 19.
Over to Kansas City, where all of the dramatic things, Taylor Swift is in the box. She's in Donna Kelsey's box. The Bears suck and the Chiefs clown them, but the real story was Taylor Swift showing up to the game. Great news for us. We have Patrick Mahomes on the field to tell us about this dramatic moment.
Yeah, thanks, Boom. You know, the Chiefs they're the last great American dynasty. Travis used to be just a little kid with glasses in his twin-size bed, and look at him now. You know, I'm a big Calvin Harris fan, but I don't want to DJ more than Travis. As for draft night, when the Bears didn't take me, I remember it all too well. I was never good at telling jokes, but as the punchline goes, I get older, but my wide receivers stay the same age. I love our coaching staff over here on the Chicago sidelines. I just like to hear old Virginia McCaskey say, "It's me. I'm the problem. It's me." I heard Justin Fields' press conference about his coaches so casually cruel in the name of being honest. I mean, look what you made me, Drew Tranquil, to the Bears. It was enchanting to beat you. It was hot out there, but shade never made anyone less Willie Gay. By the way, I'd like to remind Taylor Swift to watch her language in Miss Kelsey's box. Uh-oh. You need to calm down. You're being too loud, Taylor.
Chiefs 41, Bears 10. Standing on the corner, Jameis Winston down in NOLA, such a fine sight to see. It's Derek, my lord, and his shoulders looking sore, and the Saints finally have a real QB. Come on, Jameis, your training's heinous, but you're a Hall of Fame QB. They can't contain this. Packers 18, Saints, don't go marching 17. And that is week 3, fastest 2 minutes, brought to you by our friends at Chevy. There's a new family with unstoppable grit, and they're the official partner of the Pardon My Take family, and that is the Chevy Silverado ZR2 family. The first ever Silverado heavy-duty ZR2 joins the franchise to make Chevy ZR2 the only truck brand with a full lineup of trucks ready for wherever your off-road adventures take you, with exclusive Multimatic DSSV dampers, rugged mud terrain tires, and up to 14 available camera views. The Chevy Silverado ZR2 and Silverado HD ZR2, a family with commanding and unstoppable grit. Thank you to Chevy, our wonderful, wonderful sponsor. If you're not a Chevy Silverado owner, you should be, because they're the greatest trucks ever created. So head over to Chevy.com and check out Chevy Silverado and the family of Chevy ZR2s, the official trucks, a Pardon My Take. Thank you again to Chevy, our wonderful, wonderful sponsor. Okay, week 3 in the books. Weird Sunday.
Yeah, weird's one way to put it.
Weird.
It was fun. There were some fun parts of this NFL Sunday.
They were fun parts, but there were also some games that were complete laughers and didn't really have any, like, there was games that were over so quickly. But let's start. Let's go through every game.
I just want to say for the record, like, yeah, we're starting off by saying, like, a weird Sunday. I still love you, NFL. I love football.
Yeah. No.
Awesome.
That wasn't, it was just
a bad day watching NFL is better than the best
Listen,
day ever watching pickleball. No offense, Jake.
Again, I blame the schedule makers, because the 9 games early and the 3 games late. When the 3 games are late, yes, the Cowboys Cardinals game, which we'll get to, was like, that was a huge upset. But then when one of the 3 games is a complete laugher, it definitely, like, gives you a little. You're like, wait, I feel like I got robbed a little bit. It was second part of the day.
It was like a lot of the national games, the national televised games were bad today.
Right. But yes, still some incredible moments that we have to talk to, some record moments. Let's start with probably the most fun early game that was close. Chargers 28, Vikings 24. The Chargers have a win. The Chargers have won a game. They tried to lose it, but they won a game. And the Vikings are now, we talked about it all last year, 11-1 in one-score games. They're now 0-3 in one-score games to start the season. Brandon Staley, I actually liked his call. So for people who missed it, the Chargers had the ball on their own 20 with like 4th and inches to basically, if they get a first down, the game's over. They went for it. I like going for it. I hated the play call, but almost gave the Vikings a chance to win. The Vikings just forgot that they could spike the ball, and in 1st and goal at the 6 with 25 seconds left, were just all over the place. Kirk Cousins throws an interception, which wasn't a terrible pass. It just they had time, and they acted like they didn't have time. They acted like they had too much time.
Yeah.
And
Cousins has done that before, by the way.
Right.
Towards the end of the game, his like brain will melt down real quick, or at the end of a half, he's done it a few times too, where he doesn't want to spike the ball.
Right.
It's like a wasted spike. It's like he looks at that as like, okay, it's an incomplete pass, not a thing that you want to do. At the end of the game, at the end of a half, he's like, I think this is the 3rd or 4th time I've seen him just forget that he's allowed to spike the ball.
Yeah, you had like 25 seconds left. You're probably not going to get all 4 plays off anyway. So spike the ball, get yourself together. Instead, they're rushing around. They weren't really rushing around. They were kind of like, it's fine. We're going to just play this out. And you get the interception. The Chargers win a game. Their defense actually was very good at the end of the game because they stopped the Vikings on the previous drive at goal line to get them to that spot. So, yeah, good for Brandon Staley. Felt like if he had lost this game, his seat would have been so fucking scorching hot that he might not have been on the airplane on the way home.
I actually think it was the wrong call, even though, like, I think it was the wrong call. If they had made it, I think it was the wrong call, obviously, after they missed it. But because they won the game, that people aren't paying like that close attention to that play call and how I think it was like that would obviously have gotten him fired. I think that would have been like the final nail in his coffin. They'd start out 0-3, did that. I think they should think about firing him anyways, even though they won this game. I'm serious. Like that, they tried to give away the game. The end of this game was like the Chargers and the Vikings both competing against each other to see who could be the Falcons. Who could like have the win probability dip the most. It was like turnover. The reason why they won the game was because the Vikings defensive back tipped an interception into the Chargers receiver's hand to get in for a touchdown.
Like the one bad pass Justin Herbert threw all game because he was phenomenal.
He was really good.
Yeah, no. So the reason why I think it was the correct call, bad play call. First of all, the easy thing to do is just do what Tom Brady, what Jalen Hurts, all these guys. If you have an inch to get, just fucking push it forward. You have Justin Herbert. He's a big fucking dude. If he can just fall forward, you can get an inch. I don't know why every team has not adopted that. It makes no sense.
Or just re-sign Darren Sproles and have Justin Herbert throw him over the line of scrimmage.
They also had their running back in the fullback position, which basically was a tell to the Vikings, like, we know exactly what you're going to do. And then even if you don't want to do the push it forward, the Chargers could get any yards they wanted the entire day. I would have been fine with them rolling out and being like, hey, Keenan Allen, you have 18 catches. Here's a 19th. They can't guard you.
Yeah.
It was so easy for them to move the ball that they decided to then run the one play that was never going to work.
But the play call and the decision to go for it, those kind of
like going for it.
They go hand in hand, I think. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think if they had gone for it, I still would have been like Brandon Staley, and they had made it, been like, you're a psycho. This is psycho shit that you're doing.
And the game right there.
But I'm fine with Brandon Staley being a psycho, doing psycho shit if he does it all the time.
All the time.
But he's like flipping the switch.
I think they also were thinking that the Vikings have been able to move the ball just as easily, that no matter what, if we give them the ball back, they're probably going to score. They obviously didn't there. But this game was up and down. Like, Kirk Cousins didn't play that bad. Their defense is just that bad. Keenan Allen, like I said, had 18 catches, 215 yards, and a 49-yard touchdown pass. Mm-hmm. He is the first player ever in NFL history to have 3 games over 15 catches. He also he broke the record for most catches and a touchdown pass. And so he had 18 catches, a touchdown pass. The previous record was Jerry Rice and Tariq Cohen. Remember him? Mm-hmm. Both had 12 catches and a touchdown pass in a game. So he shattered it by 6 catches. He was unstoppable. He was like, could not be guarded. It was awesome to watch. It was just all offense, and the over ended up not hitting because of stupid turnovers in the red zone, but the Chargers won a game.
The Chargers aren't dead. They're not dead at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, Herbert played awesome.
He was incredible.
If you're the Jets, you got to at least make a call about Kirk Cousins right now. I know they probably won't do it, but you have to ask the question. How much I think that I think the Vikings would get a 4th round pick maybe, for Kirk Cousins in a midseason trade in the final year of his contract.
Because
Vikings fans have to admit, like, they're right now you're rebuilding.
I think they're ready for it. They're ready for something new. What week is the trade deadline? Is it week 8?
I'm not sure.
So I mean, if the Vikings, like, you got to play it out a little bit more, because 0-3, 0-3 is bad, but you also have lost all 3 games by 1 score. It's essentially what we said all last year. The luck has bounced back against the Vikings, where they can't close out these games. So keep going and hope that you rattle off a few wins. I'm going to take a quick look at the schedule.
Halloween at 4 p.m.
Halloween?
So
Halloween.
Okay.
Between 8 and 9.
Spooky. All right, so memes. As a Jets fan, would you like Kirk Cousins on your team for the rest of this year?
Yes.
Okay, sources close to the New York Jets.
Zach Wilson.
Sources close to the New York Jets have told Part of My Take that they're interested in exploring a trade for Kirk Cousins. Jake, put that report out tomorrow.
Look, the Vikings play the Panthers next week. They have the Chiefs at home, which will be a tough game. Then they play the Bears. So they easily should be 2-4, if not 3-3.
Easily.
You don't think they'll beat the Panthers?
No, it was Zach Wilson. And no
Wait,
game
what?
is easy with Zach Wilson. Oh, sorry.
Is Hank?
My bad.
Is Hank?
Vikings. We were talking about,
Oh my
we were talking about
God.
the Jets. We were talking about the Jets.
Hey, you know what's happening right now? Hank's drunk off a win. He's back into
Holy shit,
No,
Hank.
with the Zach
came in
Wilson,
out of nowhere.
the Zach Wilson talk, that threw me
He
off.
popped up for it easily.
Whoops.
Yeah, no, I would agree that the Jets would not easily beat the Panthers with Zach Wilson. But
My
yes,
bad. My
a
yeah,
bad.
little bit of trouble navigating this
It
conversation.
seems like you could use a beacon to bring you home here.
Just wait.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You just wait. You just wait, buddy.
What are you talking about, Hank?
We'll get there.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like you want to talk about something.
No.
Right.
You always do.
obsessed.
Either way, I think the Vikings, they have to wait and see how bad it gets before they potentially trade Kirk Cousins. But I do agree with you. Like,
You got to think about it. Like,
the other part is the Jets, which we'll get to. They might be so bad that it's not even worth trading for Kirk Cousins.
yeah, they're losing some bad teams.
Yeah. But yeah, congrats to the Chargers. The Chargers have won a game. I mean, I have to stress it again. Justin Herbert was insane. 40 to 47, 405 yards. I also have a fun stat from Stathole Sports, 479 and 479 is the Chargers' record as a team franchise.
All right, let's
and
go.
Justin Herbert, including the playoffs, is 27 and 27.
That's perfect.
It's perfectly
Perfect
Chargers
encapsulates.
all the way around.
So he also wrote an article last week that said that the Chargers were actually named after credit cards.
Ooh,
Like they weren't named after a bolt of lightning. They weren't named after
Boltman's a fraud.
electricity. He said that the owners came up with the name to coincide with the new trend of people using credit cards, trying to make it seem like we're the team from the future. I might have gotten got by that, but that's what he said in the
It
article.
feels like it might have
Sounds
been
like it.
got.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Because I thought it was just like lightning. Is there a lot of lightning in San Diego?
I don't know. The F-22s.
Yeah. Would you know that if you saw it?
Actually, I just fucked that up because it's the F-35.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I corrected myself.
Oh, no. All right. Next game. Almost a record-breaking game. The Dolphins 70, the Broncos 20. The Dolphins had 726 yards, which is more yards than the Titans have through 3 games.
That's almost a half mile.
Almost a half mile.
It would take max 6 minutes to run as far as the Dolphins did on offense today.
They had 10 yards per play. The Dolphins ran 71 plays and scored 70 points. It was insane to watch. They also, I saw the stat that after this game, they have the 6 fastest ball carriers in a game so far this season. It's basically just Devon A-Chain and Tyreek Hill back and forth.
So what's crazy is they did all this today without Jalen Waddle.
Yes. It's insane. And A-Chain is just not fair. Like the Dolphins, you thought they had everything. He got hurt in preseason. He didn't play week 1. I think he played a little last week. He is so fucking fast. And the Dolphins they were doing everything. They had Tua, I think, went the first 20 passes without an incompletion. He threw a shovel pass, right-handed pass for a touchdown. It was as much of a clowning as you could imagine. Like it was we were laughing about it every time they scored a touchdown.
Yeah, we put the game back on so we could see if they could get to 70.
Mike White had a higher QBR than Tua.
We need to figure out what the different levels are because it's a 50 burger. I think we called it a 60 lobster.
Lobster, yeah.
A 70, I don't know.
It's just a clowning.
7 enchilada.
I mean, it's crazy. 70 points. So they were credit to Mike McDaniel.
No, I know what you're going to say. I disagree with you. Mike McDaniel should have kicked the field goal at the end of the game. That's chicken shit by McDaniel. I get you want like karma on your side. You believe in karma. You want to be a classy guy, a class act. He should have kicked the field goal to score 73 points. Bullshit that it's more disrespectful to the Broncos that they just took a knee and said, okay, you guys take the ball.
No, I was saying more just credit. Like people were actually saying credit to him for being the classy guy. They scored 70 points.
Yeah. Well, they were running the ball and breaking.
They were all 70-yard touchdowns.
Yeah.
Not their fault.
You can't do anything about that. It was crazy. It was a wild display of offense. If you're a Colorado fan in general, if you're a football fan from Colorado, you might as well have not even had a weekend.
What was the cumulative
Your weekend
score?
was way worse than whatever work week you had. Cumulative score, that's a good question.
Cumulative
I'm not sure.
score.
But man, it's bad.
Colorado State won, though.
Okay, there you go.
So you got that going for you.
112-26.
112-26 to Colorado football in general.
So the Dolphins had the second most yards ever, third most points ever. So if they'd kicked the field goal, I think they would have tied the record. It was also we should have known this going in, but it was like a revenge game like 6 different ways because you had Vic Fangio revenge against the Broncos.
Former ball boy Mike McDaniel.
Who was not interviewed for the job when they had a head coaching opening.
When he was the ball boy, he had that sweet earring that he was rocking.
Yeah. And I went into a little bit of a rabbit hole. I would like to hear from Broncos fans if they do in fact hate this guy, Joe Ellis, he was the president and CEO of the Broncos for many, many years. He apparently had a falling out with Mike Shanahan. Mike Shanahan was going to maybe even come back after the failed, who was their coach who sucked so bad?
McDaniel?
No, for 2 years.
Vance Joseph.
Vance Joseph, who's now back. Vance Joseph, who's back now as their defensive coordinator. So he had a falling out with the Shanahans. So he didn't bring Mike Shanahan back. He didn't interview Kyle Shanahan. And there's a theory, might not be true, they didn't give Mike McDaniel an interview because he was associated with the Shanahans as well. So essentially, this guy, Joe Ellis's grudge for many, many years has stopped the Broncos from being a functional organization, since they last won a Super Bowl with Peyton.
It's so funny that billion-dollar organizations in one of the most expensive leagues, one of the most expensive enterprises in the world, can still hold these types of grudges and not interview a guy because he's friends with my former friend that I don't like anymore.
Right.
It's like at the end of the day, these decisions have like hundreds of millions of dollars at stake. And it's like, no, you know what? That guy, he's a fake friend. I don't want the drama with him. We're not going to hire him.
I read an article, I think it was by Woody Page, who in 2018, so when they were about to, I think after the first year of Vance Joseph, they were thinking about firing him. John Elway and Mike Shanahan had a dinner, and they basically figured out a contract, and it was ready to go. And then this guy stepped in and was like, absolutely not. We're not bringing the Shanahans back.
I can't work with that guy anymore. Yeah.
So, and again, it might not be, they might not have thought Mike McDaniel was ready for a head coaching job. Clearly he is. And they also had the element of they were trying to get Nathaniel Hackett to then get Aaron Rodgers, which didn't work out. But this revenge, like it was like a 17-way revenge game that just blew up in the Broncos' face.
I got a question for you guys. Do you think that the Broncos owe Nathaniel Hackett an apology?
Yes.
I think they might.
2-1.
I think they might. He was
2-1.
He was 2-1.
He was 2-1.
And this Broncos team looks so bad. So bad. Like, this was an ass-kicking of historic proportions.
It really was.
The only team that scored or that's had more yards than the Dolphins had today was in 1951, the Rams against the Yanks. So
who could forget? Who could forget? Yeah, Jerome Bettis rookie year. Sean Payton is in hell. He's getting testy with reporters. Mm-hmm. He had a moment where he just kept on saying, "What's the question? What's the question?" Because the reporter was just listing off how historic this loss was. It was the worst loss in his coaching career.
And he kept Russell in until the end of the game. Which
yeah.
was.
I think he wants to bench him.
I think he might because
I think he wants to bench
him. He doesn't
him.
like Russ's shit. He's been very open about that. Him keeping Russell Wilson in at the end of the game was sending a message to him like, I really don't care if you get injured.
Yeah, and Sean Payton realistically will be the Broncos head coach for a very long time. That's what he's planning. Russell Wilson will not be the quarterback for a very long time, so he doesn't have any affiliation, any ties, any loyalty to Russell Wilson. But obviously this game was way more about the Broncos defense, which is horrendous.
It was
horrendous.
And the Dolphins offense and the Dolphins love Tua. Like every guy on that team.
I love him.
Absolutely loves Tua.
He's a leader.
They're like hanging around with him on the sidelines the entire time, like talking to each other, laughing, making jokes, even when they're in the huddle, when they're celebrating touchdowns in a conga line together. They fucking love Tua.
Love him.
I think I'm in on Tua. I don't know if still MVP. It's going to be tough. We don't know how historically bad this Broncos defense is because giving up 70 to the Dolphins is bad. Giving up 35 to the Commanders is also awful. And so
maybe giving up 17 to the Raiders.
Yes.
Like that could have been a bad
historically bad defense for the Denver Broncos with those three teams.
But Tua is right now the favorite to win the MVP. I know it's only through 3 weeks, but this Dolphins offense, and we were joking about it, like what can stop them? The only two things that come to my mind are injuries, which you never want to see happen, and cold weather. You just have to, if you're a team in the AFC, you got to be like, hopefully it gets so cold that they can't do this, because what they're doing right now does not look like anything. Like their speed is so shocking. And again, no Jalen Waddle. Mm-hmm. Like it is so shocking to watch them run up and down the field for Mike McDaniel to just scheme everything up. It's crazy. It was crazy to watch.
Yeah, it was a very, very fun game to check out.
They're a juggernaut.
My question, I want to get ahead of the takes on this one. You might see this on Undisputed this week. Are the Dolphins having too much fun? They look like they're having too much fun playing football. Football is supposed to be a tough sport. It's supposed to be violent. You're supposed to be angry and pissed off. They look happy on the sidelines. They look like they're having a good time.
They're going to Buffalo next week.
We'll see.
So we'll find out. Let's play Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Revenge of the Snowballs.
Yeah, it's snowballs, which obviously has bothered you. Yeah, Jake, you also got a scoregami in this game.
70-20.
Are you all in on this Dolphins team?
All in. Never been more excited about a team.
They're so much fun to
Dolphins.
watch.
It's crazy. Like I'm not used to this.
It's like watching like a September Power 5 team versus a pay game. You know, when they bring someone in and it's just scoring. It's like watching back when Oklahoma was humming and Oklahoma would play like Tulsa in September every year and they would put up 70 and it would just be touchdown. That's happening in the NFL. It makes no sense.
Okay,
Crazy.
so it's in Buffalo. It's the early game, right?
Yeah.
What's the weather?
I mean,
good question.
October 1st, it can't be anything crazy.
I'm gonna check the weather.
The
Watch
lake.
it be crazy.
Watch it be
Yeah,
crazy.
the lake.
No,
you
couldn't
totally
be less crazy.
What?
We're looking at high of 75 and sunny.
Oh, you're right. That's actually the
Dolphins
perfect
weather. That's
sane.
Dolphins weather.
Yeah,
Sane
Dolphins
weather.
schedule, by the way, they're not going to have many cold weather games. At Baltimore on New Year's Eve, at Washington December 3rd will be cold, and at the Jets on Black Friday.
Okay.
That's
Bills
it.
-1.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think Hank's right.
Jimmy G is hurt.
I think Hank's on the
Hoyer?
money with
Or is it Stidham?
that one. We just heard
Oh,
Jerry.
Hoyer, let's go.
Okay, that's why he
Our
keeps the
guy.
helmet on.
Brian Hoyer, always ready.
Keeping that helmet going.
We will update this game, by the way, at the end.
Jake, I think I agree with Hank. -1. Do you have the line?
I'm gonna say Bills -2.5.
The line is Bills -2.5.
Okay.
Yeah, they still.
That's basically pick 'em, but home
Yeah,
field.
the Bills are still. That feels like because if it got to Dolphins +3, people would bet the Dolphins. So I feel like it's just gonna stay in this zone the whole time.
What's the over under?
53.5.
Over.
I think
Over.
that's kind of low, right?
Over.
50 what?
53.5.
Yeah,
Chargers
that was
Vikings
70 today.
Over.
They
I
scored
might bet
7.
that
Chargers
right now. I
Vikings
might bet that
was
right now.
54.5.
Although don't overreact.
I'm not going to, but I'm gonna bet the alternate over at 80.
Easily. That's easily gonna happen.
Yeah.
Every
Not
prop.
a doubt in my
Every
mind.
prop over. Okay.
That'll be 55 by the time this comes out, I think.
Wow, so we moved lines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there you go. Watching this
My
game,
prediction.
if you're like Roger Goodell watching this game, you're like, yes, this is the future of my league.
Yeah.
I want every team to catch up to Dolphins and play no defense whatsoever.
Yes.
and then just get 70s on 70s.
Wait, who's Sunday Night Football next week?
Chiefs Jets.
Oh, come on. Move that game.
Can't
This
flex
is
till week 5.
I know.
But preseason,
This
that's
is
like game. That's like
crazy.
one of the best games on the schedule.
I know, but material
Rodgers
change.
Mahomes never played each other.
Material change.
He's a coward.
Crazy.
Material change. God damn it.
Ugh.
That would have ruled.
At least
We should protest.
At
Yeah, we
least we
should
can record
protest.
early.
We can. We can.
That'll be.
That's going to be fun to
something.
watch memes.
Yeah.
Whew. I have to get another haircut. Okay. Next up, Packers 18, Saints 17. I might have got ahead of myself when I said Jordan Love stinks. I still think he's not good, but he did have an incredible fourth quarter and comeback, dropping dimes, using his legs. It was the biggest Packers comeback win since
The NFC Championship against the Seahawks.
no. They lost that game. Seahawks won
Oh yeah,
that game.
idiot.
Week 1, 2018, when Khalil Mack and the Bears.
Oh,
He came
yeah,
back from
yeah. When
20.
Rodgers
Yeah.
got hurt and then
I
he got the painkillers and had a spontaneous Southern accent after the game.
Yeah, I'm at the point in my life where I just every corner I turn is just an insult stat.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wasn't even looking for this, but I was just reading about it and I was like, oh fuck, there it is.
Yeah,
okay.
that was quite a night. Jameis got in, which is good.
Jameis did get
We
in.
got to see James. He looked comfortable out there.
Jameis,
Did he have an interception?
Jameis, as far as
No
I'm
turnovers?
concerned, led them to a game-winning drive. It's the fucking kicker, Blake
Blake Groupie.
Groupie.
He was from Notre Dame. I put a little asterisk next to his name in the preseason because I was like, we might have another Blake on our hands. We got somebody to keep an eye on. This dude.
No,
You gotta.
he ruined Jameis's big
because
moment.
you ruined Jameis for us, and
Yes.
so you're on our shit list.
Yes, but the Packers, Jordan Love deserves a ton of credit. That was a very nice fourth quarter comeback. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, I timed that perfectly. Where I was like, Jordan Love's not that good. Again, I don't think he slips a lot.
So he's got like, I don't know if it's his cleats.
This is my coping. You know what? He can't really walk.
Did you throw when did you see that throw when he tried to go downfield and he ended up doing the splits?
Yes, he slips a lot.
He's got bad
I can't
balance.
walk.
He's like a little baby deer learning to walk for the first time on ice.
Not really worried about him. Can't walk.
Yeah.
Maybe if he learns to walk, then he could run. But yeah, the also Matt LaFleur, credit to him, math guy, went for 2 down 14 late in the game. Worked out. Ended up winning him the game because he got it on the first try, kicked an extra point second time, 1-1.
I think it's a good sign though that the first sign that Derek Carr had an injury, they didn't put Taysom Hill in the game. They went straight to Jameis.
Yes.
They know who the number 2 QB is. Taysom Hill isn't the backup quarterback. He's like the backup Swiss Army knife that will do anything and not anything like really spectacularly. But he's the guy that you put in if you're just mad at an opposing linebacker and you want to run into his face.
Yes.
Jameis is a quarterback. Jameis is a pocket passer. You're going to put him in. Jameis is going to be great. The Saints are going to be fine. And if Jameis, who's their next game against? Who do the Saints have?
I don't know. But yeah, is Derek Carr really hurt?
Yeah, he sprained his AC joint. So
Home
that's
against Bucks.
Ribs. Probably ribs.
yeah. So it's against the Bucks. Jameis is getting in.
Revenge game.
If Jameis gets in for this revenge game and dominates the Bucks like we all know that he can, you can't go back to Derek Carr.
No, you can't.
You got to ride the hot hand right now.
He's got the locker
Maybe
room.
trade Derek Carr to the Jets.
Also, Rashid Shaheed, still the most electric guy, both name and playing ability. 76-yard punt return. I just like saying Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah.
He's so fast.
So Chris Olave is very good too.
Yes, Chris Olave is very good, but again, and the Packers were. I'm being very nice to Packers. They were playing with a lot of injuries. Christian Watson still hasn't played. David Bakhtiari's been out. I think their whole left side was out. So that was an impressive win. I still think both teams aren't that great, but whatever. That's fine. It was an impressive win. It was.
I think the Packers are like an above average team right now.
Yeah, that was an impressive win for them to come back and win that game.
The Packers are a nice team. I don't know if that's your standard in Green Bay. As an owner of the Green Bay Packers, I would say that it's not. I would say we demand excellence.
Their defense
our
is good
team.
too. Rashawn Gary's very good. Like they're good guys on defense.
They're like a good team. They're a fine young team.
a well-run organization.
Yeah.
Not to kick a dog when he's down, but you talked about the ricochet shots coming from everywhere. Did you see the quote about what Aaron Rodgers texted Jordan Love last week?
I did.
He said, "Thanks for keeping the ownership." What was it? Thanks for keeping the ownership in house.
Well, I texted Aaron Rodgers after week 1, and I said, "This is bullshit. This was supposed to be over when you left," and he never responded.
Yeah.
So double insult.
He's probably busy.
Whatever. It's a funny joke, Aaron.
Do you think
I got nothing. Listen, I got nothing. The best part is like people have to understand something, and we're gonna get to the Bears game. Like I will give you my true emotion. Like I was week 1, I was very, very depressed and angry. Week 2, I was very angry. Now it's over. Like Bears are the worst team in the league. Like they are the worst team in the league. So I'm just looking at the draft.
Do you think
we're in the draft mode?
Do you think Aaron Rodgers actually gives himself credit for training Jordan Love so well that now he owns the Bears?
Yeah, probably.
I think Aaron looks at it like an extension of himself, like he passed the family business on to the next guy.
Yeah. He
Like,
probably
I chose the right guy. to take this on.
like I own this condo complex. You're like you're now the property manager.
Yeah, it's like my shithead son is going to manage the
Right,
property,
right.
And he's going to raise rent on you guys every single year, and you're going to sit there and take it.
Right, and he's still the true owner. Yeah, no, I get it. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's again, I put out that tweet about Jordan Love at the worst possible time, and he just came back and played great in the fourth quarter, and I look like a fucking moron. But guess what? I look like a moron a lot of times.
So right now, if you're a Lions fan, you're probably feeling pretty good about yourself.
Yeah,
Like I feel like the Lions are actually the best team in that division.
yeah. Well, we'll find out Thursday night.
That could be for the
Thursday night they
division.
play. Whose
Yep.
lines anyway? Well, I mean, yeah, it could. Yeah, it
could.
It is week 4, but yeah, it could be eventually when we look back on
Yeah.
it.
Every game.
Whose lines anyway? Where's the game?
Lambeau.
In Lambeau? I'm gonna say pick 'em.
I'm gonna say Packers. Ooh,
Packers -1.
yeah. I'm gonna say. I'll say Lions -1.
Lions -1.5.
Ooh,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it because the Packers, I think, ended up being underdogs today. So in Lambeau, like it switched with all their injuries. So yeah, okay, that will be a great game. Let's take a quick break. Anything else on Packers Saints? It's just good to have Jameis back. It was tough for him.
I'll
He
say
got
this.
thrown in there.
If Blake Groupie can help Jameis win a couple games, we'll consider adding him to the Blake of the Year competition.
I'd agree.
We'll consider it. And by
But today he
consider, I mean
robbed them.
we'll let him watch. Like
Yes.
he's a little cuck. He
Yes.
can watch us as we interview the Blakes.
You can watch in the corner.
Yeah.
While we have an orgy with the Blakes.
Yep.
Okay. Before we get to the next game, Coors Light Game Day just got a whole lot chiller because this season you can take your whole tailgate to the next level with the Coors Light Chill Throne, the only seat specifically designed for tailgating all game day long, with features like Bluetooth speakers, stadium turf leg rest, a cup holder that chills your Coors Light to a perfect 36 degrees Fahrenheit, and a Coors Light can tap draft to pour one for a pal. The Chill Throne is the innovation every tailgate has been waiting for. So let your friends bring the grill, the flat screens, and the cornhole. You bring the chill with the Coors Light Chill Throne, and starting now, you could get the PMT Chill Throne, which has been sitting in every single Sunday. Yep, the Chill Throne that's been on the show all season, signed and satin by us and our guests. It's up for auction on eBay. Auction is live from September 28th to September 30th. All proceeds will be donated to Habitat for Humanity. Bid to become the MVP of your entire tailgate. Game day will never be the same. Thank you to Coors Light, the greatest beer ever created. I think we can all agree upon that. Coors Light Chill Throne. Go check it out on September 28th. It's coming up. What's today? Oh, that's Thursday, right?
Yep.
Probably. So Thursday, the auction will be live. So go buy it. We're going to sign it. You're going to get it. It's a great, great chair, and it will go to a great cause. So win-win all around. Okay, next up. Bills 37, Commanders 3. Sad field goal. That was nice.
We didn't get shut out. Didn't get shut out. Shout out Analytical Ron, who showed his head today. It was a minor setback in the Sam Howell experience. Listen, I said on Friday's show, if we win this game, I'm thinking soupy. We did not win this game.
No.
I am no longer thinking soupy. I had pre-nut delusion at the time. Now I have post-nut clarity.
But it's soup season.
It's not soup season yet, Hank. Not yet. No, sir, not yet. Give it another week or two. Then it'll be soup season. It was pre-nut delusion. I have post-nut clarity. The Commanders are probably about a 500 team. We ran the ball 5 times in the first half. Sam Howell was addicted to throwing interceptions today. Threw some doozies, including a pretty bad pick 6. You learn more from a mistake than you do from your successes, though, Big Cat. Sam Howell is going to be a genius next week. He's going to be so smart. They keep saying that he doesn't make the same mistake twice, which was true. He made the same mistake like 4 times today. It was a bad day, very bad day as a Commanders fan. But just burn the tape. Burn the tape on this one. It got out of hand. Our defense didn't play poorly. Our offense actually in the first half didn't play that bad. We just kept turning the ball over at bad times. Then as the game went further, we did in fact play very poorly on offense for most of the game. But yeah, Sam Howell, he was consistent today. He had an interception in every single quarter. So that's pretty cool. You know who the last quarterback that had an interception in every single quarter was?
Who?
Jameis Winston.
Who?
Jameis Winston. So
Okay.
Sam's got a little Jameis in him.
Nice.
Yeah, we're the Commanders are not an elite team yet.
It was a benchmark game.
I realize that now. We weren't ready for this.
Yeah, it was a benchmark game, and you found out that, you came in short.
Listen. That
wasn't a short joke.
I know. I thought it was for a second.
No, it wasn't.
But I realized, no, I'm just being sensitive. That's just little man syndrome kicking in. I called myself short by thinking that was a short joke.
Yeah, you did a hezzy
I'm a
there.
fucking asshole, man.
No, it was a benchmark game because we said it before. Like, if they can be in this game, if they can win this game, the Commanders are officially for real. It wasn't even close to that.
What I say 2 weeks ago, if we can win one of the next 2 games, I'll be happy. So now it's all about the Eagles. If we can beat the Eagles, we're 3-1. I'm happy at that point. And so we're not a top tier team. I think we're a decent team that can beat 70% of NFL teams right now. The Bills right now the Bills are fine. If there's any sort of hesitancy for Bills fans after week 1, you guys are fine. You're doing great. Your offense looked awesome. Josh Allen was electric today. He was throwing the ball all over the place. The defense looked great. Josh was running at will, and then there was a giant gap in the middle of the field because you have to drop deep to cover all the different guys they have going downfield, and Josh was seeing that and just taking off, and it looked very easy for the Bills. I would be surprised if Josh Allen was even tired after this game.
Remember when people said Josh Allen stunk after week 1?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Well, he did stink in week 1.
He did stink in week 1, but people were like, when are we going to have this Josh Allen conversation? What was the stat I gave on I think it was he's now won 58 games and 44 of them have been by 7 or more.
Yeah.
Like, he looked pretty fucking good today. And he had one good arm punt.
Yeah, he had a great Josh Allen so far has the 2 best interceptions of the season.
Yeah.
The week 1 against the Jets that pinned him deep, and this one that pinned him, I think, at like the 12-yard line, where he just aired it out for like 45 yards in the air. Pretty good interceptions. If you're going to throw picks like that, I would much prefer Sam Howell watches Josh Allen's tape, and if he could just turn all of his interceptions into like 45-yard arm punts, I'd be very happy with that.
I feel like Sam Howell, like the bad game was coming just because he's still essentially a rookie. Yeah. And wasn't he undefeated?
Because he beat the Cowboys last year,
right?
And then he was 2-0 to start
so
the season. Yeah.
The bad game was coming. There was going to be one. No quarterback in the history of the National Football League has just been perfect for ever, or like to start and throughout, except maybe Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. But like, it was coming. You just got to make sure that one bad game doesn't become 2 bad games.
Yeah. So he's got a big test with the Eagles. I'm not super confident about that yet. As far as our defense goes, I didn't think that our defense was actually that bad today. They were putting
Stephon Diggs kind of lit it up.
Diggs had like 100 yards, but still, if you're playing the Bills, you're going to give up some big plays. It's just going to happen. I feel like the defense, I give them a B minus, C plus today. They had to deal with short fields. Some of the points came off, interceptions, things like that. The defensive line looked okay at times. Maybe not as good as the Eagles will look tomorrow night, but I expected this. A certain part of me expected it, and I'm not going to apologize for getting caught up and falling in love and saying I truly believe that this could be a soupy team if we win this weekend, because I still stand by that. If we had won, I would be sitting here right now being an infernal asshole on the show, being cocky as hell. People would hate listening to it. So maybe it's good for the show that my team isn't great.
You would be what Hank's about to be after one
He's got
single
one win, and he's back into his old habits again.
Just interrupting Vikings talk with Jets.
Jets stink.
Didn't you
Jets.
say Bills or Eagles if you won one of them?
Yeah.
You're all the way in?
Yeah.
So you still have a chance.
I still have a chance. Thanks,
Yeah.
Jake. Yes, I have a chance.
You have a chance.
You know what? If we beat the Eagles next week, I'm thinking soupy.
Yeah.
I am.
back on.
I am, because you know why?
You said split. You said 1-1.
We don't have to get through. We don't have to get through the Bills to get to the soupy.
That's true.
We got to get through the Birds.
Play
to
them
get
in
to
the
the
soup.
soup.
Yeah.
So this was pretty much like, why are we going to give the Bills our game plan? Why are we going to give them anything but a vanilla offense? Bieniemy was playing the long game. He dominates to the Bills.
Let's make him think Sam Howell stinks. He
Yeah,
doesn't.
exactly.
But
If
let's
you,
make
if you
him
go
think
back
that.
and you look at like Bieniemy's track record in big games against the Bills, just fucking domination. Do you think he's going to go out there and have a 3-point game intentionally against the Bills? No, he's playing 7-dimensional chess. Eric Bieniemy is going to mow his way through the NFC. We're going back to the soupy, and if we play the Bills, we're going to probably lose to them again. But it'll be much closer than this.
That was a very sad field goal.
Yeah, it
47 seconds left. Don't get shut out.
That's
sad field goal.
That might be my favorite type of field goal. We're just doing this to avoid a goose egg on the scoreboard field goal.
Yes. Yeah. Commander, look, Sam Howell, I still believe in Sam Howell.
I think
It's a bad game.
okay.
It was a very bad game.
If you were to inject me with truth serum right now, I would say that Sam Howell still has the potential of being a good NFL quarterback. I don't think he's going to be like superstar top 3 guy,
You know what?
but he still could be good, Big Cat.
Hit him with the Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning had a bad rookie
He
season.
threw 33 interceptions his rookie year.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like
Sam Howell's a rookie?
Yeah,
basically
basically.
pretty much.
He played one game last year, Hank.
He was, you know
He's
what?
a rookie.
Not only did he play one game last year, Hank, but if you knew ball, you'd know that he was a 3rd-string quarterback last year, so he wasn't getting any reps in practice.
Yeah, so he's
whatsoever.
probably even more than a rookie.
Yeah, he's less than a rookie.
Yeah.
This is
extra rookie.
Yeah, he's basically a red shirt at UNC right now. A red shirt super senior.
Actually, his rookie year hasn't even started.
Yeah.
This is still preseason.
He should be eligible for rookie of the year this year.
Absolutely. So should Ben Simmons.
Yep.
Okay. Colts, Ravens. Colts 22, Ravens 19. One of the shockers of the day. Is Matt Gay better than Justin Tucker?
I think Justin Tucker's washed up. He missed a 61-yard field goal. Everybody thought it was in.
We all thought it was in.
Because when Justin Tucker kicks a ball and it's heading towards the middle of the uprights, you're never like, oh, that's short.
Yeah, you're
No.
like, it's flush.
He nailed it. But it was like a yard short. He's washed up. Matt Gay, first kicker in NFL history to make 4 field goals over 50 yards
Yeah.
in a game.
He went 5 for 5, including the 53-yard winner.
Pretty good.
And I am a big Shane Steichen fan.
I'm a big gay guy.
You are a big gay guy.
Yeah.
The Shane Steichen, good coach. I'm going to say it right now. 3 games in, good coach.
Yeah.
He went into Baltimore. I know the Ravens have a bunch of injuries, but they're 7.5-point dogs. He doesn't have his starting quarterback. Gardner Minshew, they built a plan around Gardner Minshew. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Let Gardner make the short throws you need to make. He made a couple big throws later on in the game. The Michael Pittman one where he got his head taken off. But that was like a competent, well-coached team being like, we aren't as good as the Ravens. We have to play a certain style of game to come out of here with a win.
I think it's a mark of a good coach if you get your backup quarterback in and he plays a pretty good game overall.
Yeah.
Like if you're competitive with a backup quarterback, that has a lot to do with coaching, especially if you're an offensive guy. And yeah, Minshew looked good except for the time where he ran out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, it was not a run out of the back.
Yeah,
he stepped foot.
out.
Yeah.
But still, Orlovsky started to trend. I think Dan Orlovsky is actually behind it when his name starts to trend like that because he wants people to be like, oh, it's not just me that did that.
But still, he did it way worse.
He did it way worse.
He ran.
If Dan Orlovsky's trending online, it's either because, one, somebody ran out of the back of the end zone, or people are like looking up how to not cheat on their wives, or there's like a really bad food opinion.
Watch game tape.
Where he's like, yeah, you know what's really good is green bean flavored ice cream.
Yeah.
Secretly.
He's like, anyone put their cornflakes in the toilet first?
I put ketchup on my boogers, and they taste tremendous.
Anyone out there just never wash their underwear?
Yeah. That was fucked up, by the way, when Orlovsky said, like, when you're at a house with a pool, a saltwater pool,
Yeah.
how many days in a row is it appropriate to go without showering? I say 2.
I gotta say though, for Orlovsky,
It's fucked up that he deleted that tweet because
Yeah.
I made fun of him and I was like, hey guys, you guys don't use toilet paper when you're staying at a house that has a saltwater pool, right? You don't need to clean your ass off. And then he deleted his tweet, and so everyone's like, yo, PFT, what's
what's going on here?
this take that you have?
There are certain people that I would be pissed off with Orlovsky, like his opinions and how he deals with Twitter, but I think he actually genuinely is just a weird guy. And I mean that in a loving way. Like, we have a lot of weird people at Barstool Sports. That's what makes the world go round. So when he drops one of his opinions, I don't think it's like he's doing an act. He's just kind of a weird cat.
Yeah.
In a good way.
He's the kind of guy that would be like, you know what really sucks? Ice cream sandwiches.
Right.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Like, he's just got universally strange takes about everything.
Yeah. You ever put an ice cream sandwich in your pocket and save it for later? That's how I like to eat mine.
I used to play with one actually between my butt cheeks to keep me cool in hot weather games.
You know what the best chili is? It's the chili that you make on your driveway, and you scoop it up. You lick it up off your driveway.
Yeah,
Anyone else do that? That's just a Connecticut thing.
But Minshew looked good besides that one play, and he was I love more than anything watching Minshew after games where he comes in. You know, no one really expects that much out of him, and then he's in the tunnel after the game.
Yeah,
and he sees his boys in the tunnel, and he just daps them up, and he's like head banging with his hair waving everywhere.
He's such a football guy.
Rock and roll, man.
Yeah, he's the best backup quarterback ever, maybe.
I got a question for you guys. You remember Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, he's coming back.
Is he coming back?
I think week 5.
Is he going to come back?
Was that for injury?
His pup. He's on the pup, I think.
Yeah, he's on PUP. So who knows why he's on the PUP, but it probably has something to do with the fact that he wants to be traded. And Jim Irsay is like, I'd rather pay $50 million to fly a dead whale across the country.
He did.
Than to give you a 2-year extension.
By the way, he did get the whale's ashes to its rightful
I saw that.
sea.
I saw that. And I read some interesting things about that. You know how much the ashes of the whale weighed?
Well, let me guess. 500 pounds.
300 pounds.
Wow.
It was 300 pounds of ashes.
Hank doesn't think you can even get the ashes in a plane.
Yeah.
That you can do.
They also,
okay.
They also,
Thank you.
they also like flew the.
But you can't get a. I mean,
they flew,
I've yet to see a picture of a
I think they
fucking whale
flew
on
the
a
whale.
plane.
They flew the whale's body up to the University of
A
Georgia.
dead whale maybe makes more sense because it's dead.
Yeah, and they flew it to the University of Georgia, and then they did an autopsy on the whale at the University of Georgia to see how it died.
I mean, it was
Stress.
Yeah, stress from knowing that it was about to fly across.
Yeah, dude, I get stressed when I have to take a flight anywhere.
Yeah, it was flying on Spirit, and the whale was like, "Oh God, this is gonna suck."
Yeah.
By the way, the Colts are back home this week. If you guys want to brainstorm a contest idea,
Oh yeah,
Let's buy tickets.
yeah. All right, so
Yeah.
Week
so
one.
Colts giveaway this weekend. What should
Yeah.
we do?
I think we should do anyone who has a tattoo,
Whale tattoo.
with a year that the Colts to win the Super Bowl that they didn't win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Tweet or email.
Email.
PMTintern@barstoolsports.com.
So if you have a Colts tattoo that says Colts Super Bowl champs for a year they did not win the Super Bowl,
We got 4 tickets.
4 tickets. I'll buy some good ones. This
Two
time.
sets of 2.
And if it's a kid, if it's like an 8-year-old with a tattoo, then they get priority. That child will win.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't go tattoo your child.
No, please. That'd be kind of funny though.
Yeah, it would actually. Maybe tattoo your child. Okay.
Oh, we should also mention that Gus Edwards is now injured for the Ravens, so the hits keep coming for them. You remember that survey that came out at the end of last year? Where they're talking about like you got to rate your team's facilities, you got to rate your strength and conditioning, and your own players gave your strength and conditioning guy an F. And then you brought him back, and now the entire team is injured. All your running backs are hurt. If you're running back on the Ravens, it's like being the drummer in Spinal Tap. Like you're going down, and it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, the Ravens just have injuries for days. I still think they're a very good team, but the Colts are spunky. The Colts are they're above frisky. They're spunky.
They're I'd say feisty.
Yeah. No, they're borderline a good team.
Yeah, I'd say that they are a good team.
Oh, right now they're first in the AFC South. If the playoffs started today, the Colts would be in the playoffs.
Yeah, how about that?
How about that?
I saw Actually, I'll say that for later. I'll say that for the Titans.
Okay.
I saw a very, very funny post.
Okay. All right. Next up, a game that I'm sure we have a lot to talk about. The Patriots 15, the Jets 10. This is the 15th straight win for the Patriots versus the Jets. Oh, Hank's grabbing his computer. He's got some stuff to talk about. Zach Wilson is so bad.
What are you looking at, Hank?
Not much.
Hank just gave me this look. He stuck his tongue out. He covered up the bottom lip that he had, and he's like,
Zach Wilson is so bad. I have 3 Zach Wilson stats for you. Well, actually, it's 2 stats and 1 just fact. Zach Wilson is so bad. Zach Wilson has lost his last 5 starts. And if the team had scored 21 points in those 5 starts, they'd be 4-1.
I love those stats.
Zach Wilson is so bad on 4th and 10 with 1:26 left. The Jets ran a play from the Jets' own 45, and the box score reads, Zach Wilson, this is 4th and 10. Zach Wilson completes to Tyler Conklin to New York Jets 47 for 2 yards.
Yeah, he checked down.
Zach Wilson is so bad, a man's teeth fell out while screaming at him from the stands today. If you missed it, it was an all-time Jets clip. The dude is just furious, screaming at the Jets, and his dentures just fell out of his mouth, and he had to catch him and put him back in. That's what the Jets are doing to their fans.
It was bad. It was a bad angle for him. I felt bad for him too because, like, yeah, you have to share that. You have to share that online when you see it.
Yeah.
But that guy didn't go to a Jets game thinking to himself, my face is going to be across the internet with my teeth falling out. And that's such a common nightmare too.
Actually,
is just have your teeth fall out.
He actually might have thought that. He'd be like, if this game goes as like I think it's going to go, my teeth are going to fall out.
Yeah, he should have brought
Like
it.
he knew that the Jets versus the Patriots are a teeth falling out game.
If I were a Jets fan with dentures, I would bring my vampire ones. I would bring like novelty
Yes.
teeth to a game, like in case I get on TV, or just have it be like a giant defense sign, like the D in the fence,
Yes.
in your mouth, and have those fall out. That would be nice because then you get to at least support the only unit on your team that's worth a shit. It was a bad day to be a Jet. The Zach Wilson play that I thought was even funnier than the check down was when Zach double spinned his way into a sack. Did you see that? He did 2 spin moves consecutively. There was nobody around him, and then he just fell down because he was dizzy.
He also had Garrett Wilson yelling at him. I think Michael Carter was yelling at the running backs coach. The Jets' entire franchise is so quickly. It was basically a dawning of a new era when Aaron Rodgers ran out with the flag, and it just so quickly just devolved right back into the Jets. Again, 15 straight losses. Also, they've scored more than 17 points in just one of those games against the Patriots. So that's bad of those 15. And good news, we're going to hear from Memes and Hank, but good news, Robert Saleh after the game said Zach Wilson is who gives us our best chance to win.
Well, he said right now. So right now on the current roster.
But that's still not true.
It's Tim Boyle.
I would say so.
I think so.
I think
he is.
It would be hard to say that anybody gives them less of a chance to win than Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson
guess.
gives you a 0%
Process
chance.
of elimination.
Hank, Memes?
Memes?
I fucking hate Zach Wilson. He had one good drive.
Memes tweeted a picture of Zach Wilson. Just the caption was ass.
He is ass. They had here. Let me pull up. I have some stats too. Zach Wilson had 13 total drives. He had one good drive. He went 7 for 10 for 79 yards. The other 12 drives, he went 78 yards for 11 for 26.
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad for Zach. I think that this shows us the Patriots are their best when they're away from the bright lights, because when they start to coast, things can get very, very rocky. And I thought they were running out of steam and taking in water, and then it might be SOS time.
That's true.
But
no.
yeah, it's almost like a bulb went off. You know?
Yeah, they righted the ship.
Yeah, I agree.
Hank?
Because it would have been a big, if they'd lost this, it would have been a giant flashing warning sign.
Trouble.
For Kraft. It would have been a Kraft advisory
Yep.
if they had lost this game.
Then rocky terrain ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to go back to the White
Because
House
like,
conversation.
Whoa, why are you bringing
you're
up the
fucking
White
obsessed
House?
with this
But
thing.
I would
You
like
were
to go
obsessed
back.
with
when they
House.
find themselves, in deep water around Dolphins, like last year or last week we saw, things can start to be gasping for air.
Could
they
you
need some help?
PFT do me the honor of reviewing what you told me the classifications of what a legal lighthouse
Wait,
are.
why
last
are we
week.
bringing
I'm
up
not
the
talking
lighthouse
about
again?
lighthouses.
Because we said
Why
do
are we
some
doing the
research. I did
lighthouse
some
again?
research this weekend, and I would like to present my
I'm
case.
not talking.
Let's do this on Wednesday.
Hank, do you know how sick people here?
People don't want to hear it.
People are sick of hearing you constantly just droning on about this fucking lighthouse. Nobody
Let's do
cares
this
about.
Wednesday.
Buy the shirt on the Barstool
Let's do this
Sports.
Wednesday. Let's talk about the game,
Lighthouse,
Hank.
pardon my take.
Plug God's
Hank,
sake.
let's do this Wednesday. Come on, this is about this
talking
game.
football.
This is about football today. Let's talk about the lighthouse on Wednesday, okay? What did you think about the football game?
Gross.
But Patriots are back?
No.
Oh, damn.
Patriots, I mean, it's
You guys got thrown a little life preserver in this game.
shut the fuck up.
Playing the
We'll
Jets.
do
I mean,
Lighthouse Talk Wednesday, Hank.
that's the best way to right the ship.
Let's make this a no Lighthouse podcast for the rest of the podcast. That way, Wednesday we're talking football today.
Okay, fine, Hank. I'll talk about the lighthouse.
No,
all right?
let's
yeah,
do it
please,
Wednesday.
please.
Yeah, okay.
please.
So you wanted to know what?
The evidence that you presented on
PFT, make him
Friday's
do this
show.
Wednesday. Let's talk football today.
No,
wanna go
PFD
through
knows
this.
I got him. He's not going to be
No,
able to sleep.
no, no.
Wait, no,
It's a great
about
teaser.
what? I don't even remember what I said.
Well, if you could pull up the document, then we can go over it.
I agree. I think we should do this Wednesday.
All right, let's do it
Okay.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right. Great, Hank.
Scared. You guys are all scared.
No, let's talk football. No more Lighthouse Talk for the rest of this podcast.
I mean, thankfully the Bills lost to the Jets, but just the fact, like, Zach Wilson's so bad that the fact that they had a chance to even win the game at the end of the game is a sign of the Patriots not being good. Like, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, that Hail Mary almost happened.
That's a
would've
game
been
you have
awesome.
to, you know.
my
I was
God.
hoping so hard. It
I mean,
would
Zach
happen.
Wilson went, what do you go? Check down on fourth down, safety, and then Hail Mary?
Yeah.
What a fucking ending for him.
And it went right through the receiver's hand, right between, what'd you say, Memes? Randall Corn on the Cobb's buttery hands. Yeah, it should have been a touchdown.
I can't believe Robert Salah is like, we're sticking with this guy.
Did you guys have volume on this game?
No.
Even Jim Nance was just like, when are you making a
That
change?
was a Jim Nance game?
Well, yeah, Pats. I
Pats
guess.
Jets.
Yeah, I don't know how that was the
Wow.
Well, because it was supposed to be Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they pre-select like the first few weeks.
Yeah.
It was one thing that I'll say that I liked about this game, and we've seen this a lot this season. Bill Belichick, when he's wet, is just
The
a
best.
joy to watch on television. I hope every game for the Patriots is played in the rain.
Also, Hank, this is like actually a great sign because Bill Belichick's getting up there in age. And there's been some questions. You know, the teams haven't been good. You haven't been in the playoffs in a few years. I feel like as long as Bill Belichick keeps being the Jets, he still has it. It's like that will be the first time. It's like having a grandparent, like, you know, hit a car. And you're like, we got to take away their driver's license. If Bill Belichick loses to the Jets, you're like, all right, maybe we got to take away his driver's license here. But he's still got it.
Yeah, 13 straight. But you
15
watch
straight.
15 straight?
15 straight.
Sheesh.
Did you mess that up on purpose?
No, I messed up in the boomer too.
15 straight. I still keep thinking back about like how when Billy would make fun of me for the Bears and the Packers. It's like the Patriots, Jets. It's the same thing.
I just feel bad for you guys as fans of the Commanders and the Bears, man. Being a Jet is what it's all about. Once you're a Jet, you're a Jet for life.
Memes, how often do you think about when he said that?
It's brutal.
It pops in my head every now and then. I laugh.
Say what you want about the Commanders and the Bears, but to my knowledge, we've never had one of our preeminent fans have their teeth fall out on a national broadcast. Jim Nance had to watch that man's teeth fall. That's what's so funny to me is like, I don't know what Jim Nance would say. I wish we had the volume on that broadcast to hear his reaction
Yes.
to a grown man's teeth falling out because the Jets were so bad.
Yes. So
Jim Nance was like, I watched 6 quarters of the Jets and Zach Wilson ain't it.
yeah. Yeah.
Tony Romo was just like, well, he's a second round pick, so you know he'll be fine.
It would have been great if Jim Nance was just like, hello, friends. Zach Wilson is ass.
He is ass. So what, Hank, you feel good or bad? You feel good. You got to play the Cowboys next week who are pissed off.
Yeah, I just feel bleh. It's like you watch teams like the Dolphins, and that is what, you know, the football I used to love watching. Just domination, unlimited scoring, unlimited potential, Super Bowl aspirations, and then watching, you know, an ugly win versus the Jets just doesn't do it for me.
But Hank, think about it this way: you beat the Jets,
But we'll have a chance to spoil their season later on.
you beat the Jets, who beat the Bills, right?
It's week 18.
You barely
Perfect.
lost to the Dolphins.
I know.
You
We could be 3-0. We could be 3-0.
You should feel good about
could.
that. That you was a 7-point loss to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
You
And
feel
that first
real
down
good
should have
about that.
counted.
Yeah.
By the way, put in a reminder, Jake. I don't know why we didn't do just the Patriots playing the Jets every single time should just be Patriots money line under parlay every time. You should go back and look and see how much money that was.
That's the last week of the season.
Great. Wait, I thought you said they played the Dolphins last week.
Sorry, I got confused. The Patriots played Dolphins October 29th.
Got it. Spoiler.
Jets last
Spoiler
week.
season.
Yeah.
Whose line is it anyway? Patriots, Cowboys. I feel like that's got to be Cowboys minus
Gillette?
7. No, it's at Dallas.
Okay, so they're away from the.
Big Cat's on fire.
7?
Yeah.
I am on fire. I'm sharp right now.
Yeah.
I need to bet all these games while I still have some clarity.
Yeah.
7, eh?
That's a perfect line for it. You know people will bet the Patriots.
What's the over-under in that one?
41.5.
I like the under.
Yeah, I'm done with unders. I already had my under thing last week, and it blew up my face. Okay, any last things about? I mean, he is. Oh, I completely forgot. Mac Jones. He's a penis grabber.
Well, he's a dirty guy.
He grabbed Sauce Gardner's penis.
You remember he's kicked some people in the nuts before.
Yeah,
So it's Tom Brady.
Sauce said afterward he's trying to prevent me from having kids in the future.
Damn.
Yeah.
No sauce.
I mean, CJ Mosley's body slammed.
Okay.
Suplexed him.
Okay, that's football.
And this is also,
He
he
grabbed
said,
his
she said,
nuts.
where's the video? Where's the video? Where's the video?
You just had it on your computer.
This is a video of Mac Jones getting suplexed.
No, wait till the end. Wait till the end. He grabbed him in the nuts. Look at this. He turns around. He grabbed him in the nuts right there. You just watched the video,
I see no hands on any nuts.
right? It's coming up. It's coming up. It's great podcasting. Right there.
What?
He grabbed him in the nuts.
Indisputable evidence. This is the NFL last week saying this is overturned first down.
Do you think Mac Jones got a little bit of dirty in him?
No.
None.
Oh yeah, he grabbed him right on
he
his
grabbed
penis.
him in the penis.
He grabbed
He's
his
a penis
penis.
grabber.
He tried to jack him off.
Yeah, he did. That's a fact.
That's assault.
Assault, brother.
I see assault on Sauce Gardner pushing quarterback.
He tried to give him a vasectomy. Live in the game.
He's trying to make sure it doesn't turn into Cromartie.
Yeah. That's fucked up, Hank.
Also, for this Pats Cowboys game, I have a reminder from August 15th to bet Zeke to score 2 touchdowns versus Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to revisit that and say don't.
Yeah.
Did Zeke?
I will.
He actually got almost as many carries as Ramondre today. I think it was like 19, 16.
Oh, yeah. He had 80 yards.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like 2 touchdowns.
All right, back on. Reminder back on.
When Memes was writing his boomer state, he texted me and said, "Hey, is Ezekiel a Mormon?"
What made you think Ezekiel Elliott was
Because of his
Mormon?
name?
Yeah, his name, huh?
Lil Birdie said it.
A little Bert Shane?
Shane?
Shane, you said that Ezekiel Elliott was a Mormon?
He's probably the last thing from a Mormon.
Oh, it is a biblical name, but Mormonism isn't the Bible. They made their own religion.
Yeah. Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, Steve Young's great-great-grandfather started Mormonism. It's just a question. Just a question. There's no bad questions. Ezekiel Elliott as a Mormon would be very funny.
It would be very, very good.
Yeah, he would soak like better than anyone. He would soak so hard he'd fuck him. That's a fact. Okay, next up, what are you looking for, Hank? You're looking for the penis grab?
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
You're doing some research?
Ezekiel would just soak, but he'd have Tony Pollard jumping on the bed next to him, making him move.
Okay. Texans 37, Jaguars 17. Pete Prisco.
Disaster for the Jaguars.
This was a scheduled win.
Hard to find a roadmap to 13 wins for the Jaguars after this one.
Yikes. Trevor Lawrence took to Twitter, which I didn't even know he had Twitter.
Yeah, that's a shocker.
I follow him. I didn't even know I followed him.
I follow his brother.
He did the notes, like scribbling notes, taking notes. He's taking notes of everyone who's trashing the Jaguars right now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, you lost to the Texans, who are CJ Stroud's awesome, by the way. Awesome. I think he broke the record. Still hasn't thrown an interception. He was great. And the Texans also had a fullback return a kick for a touchdown.
Andrew Beck is
Andrew
the man's
Beck,
name.
heaviest player to return a kick for a touchdown in the last 50 years.
Which is awesome. The
255 pounds.
The Patriots almost had that offensive lineman do it in that one play.
Yeah.
Where John Kuhn snuck up behind him and tackled him at like the 3-yard line.
Yes.
Which is bullshit. That would have been the best play in NFL history. But Yeah, that was a sick return by Beck.
He was shocked himself. He was
so
like, "How
surprised.
the fuck did this happen?"
When a big guy gets to that second level, and then he got to midfield, and there were two guys in front of him, and he still somehow found his way into the end zone. It was awesome. One of the best plays of the year. I have a CJ Stroud update for the Stroud boys.
Yes.
He's got 906 passing yards in his first 3 games, the third most in history for a quarterback through their first 3 games. It's more than Patrick Mahomes and Andrew Luck.
Wow. He's good,
by
dude.
a good amount. By a good amount too. CJ Stroud is good.
He's good.
And you know what this is? So if you remember CJ Stroud's first start, was it against Minnesota in college?
Yeah, I believe so.
I remember watching him in his first game, and he kind of stunk. And I thought to myself, well, this guy isn't good. He's never going to be good. And at that moment, I realized, wait a second, PFT, you're a fucking moron.
Mm-hmm.
Just cool it. Just cool it on this.
I didn't mean like you're more.
No, I
also
am.
think the same way.
I'm more.
Yeah,
I've got terrible takes. I am a very bad talent evaluator. I make snap judgments on people. And maybe the first half of CJ Stroud's first college start was not the appropriate time to judge him as a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I've evolved as a person, and now I fucking love the guy.
Yeah. He's very, very good. And the Texans are frisky.
I would also say that this reflects well on D'Amico Ryans as a head coach.
Yes.
Big road win.
Yes. Huge road win.
Yeah.
The Texans own the Jaguars. They own Trevor Lawrence, 4-1 now, I think, against them. Also, Tank Dell, big touchdown. He's awesome. Also has like maybe the greatest. We got a cheer because the Steelers just scored. Given name to nickname that he goes by. His real name's Nathaniel, and he's Tank. That's the biggest disparity between real name and nickname.
Huge come up. How did he get the nickname Tank?
I don't know, but fucking awesome name. He went to Houston, and he plays for the Texans. And is that wow or what?
That is a whoa.
That's a whoa. That's a whoa.
So they interviewed Beck after the game. He said, I had a little bit of a car accident and just grabbed the ball and looked up and saw some space. I started hauling ass and it worked out all right. Sometimes that's just how it goes. You got to make a play. It's such a fullback.
Oh, this is great for Tank. Why is Nathaniel Dell nicknamed Tank? Tank's nickname is not meant to mock his small stature. It actually originated when he was a baby and his mother noted that he had a large head. So it's to mock his large fucking head.
His big head, yeah.
That's great. Good. I mean, like if you see your baby and you start calling him Tank, he's got to end up in the NFL or like a boxer or something, because if he's just a regular guy working an accounting job named Tank, it doesn't play.
You got to
well.
go back to Nathaniel if you enter the professional world.
Yeah. Imagine a lawyer named Tank Dell.
You probably also get overdrafted if your name's Tank, right?
Yeah.
That's worth at least like 12 positions in the NFL draft.
Are the Jaguars broken?
No, I'd say they're probably going to be just fine.
It's so Jaguars to have all this hype in the week 1 win and just, big game against the Chiefs and just Trevor Lawrence, big step up year, all these things, close loss against the Chiefs in the playoffs. And now you're 1-2 and the Texans have your number, who are a full rebuild mode.
Yeah. So I saw a very sad post. Somebody sent me this post. I think it was on the Titans Reddit, but it was a Jags fan coming in peace.
Okay.
So
I love this.
bear with me.
Already.
Titans lose today. Jags lose today. A Jaguars fan, in his severe depression after losing to the Texans, logs on to the Tennessee Titans Reddit, and he says, Jags fan coming in peace. What are we both doing? We're both better than this. And the Texans and Colts are supposed to be on the bottom of the division right now. It should absolutely be both of us playing for the division. If we're not completing with each other for the division at the end of the season, we both failed. Could one of you please make a similar post on the Jags Reddit? We got to be in agreement that we're both supposed to be better.
This is strong cuck behavior.
This is the highest level of cope that I've ever seen in my life.
Shit.
When you cope yourself into logging on to an uninvolved team's Reddit page and then begging them to come to your team's Reddit page to tell you that as a Titans fan, you're expecting the Jaguars to be at the top of the division with them, and you can't be losing to the Texans.
Damn.
That's sad.
That is sad.
It's a sad state of affairs for
That's
Jaguars
a very
fans.
sad state of affairs.
Also, the Jaguars might be moving to London.
Back-to-back games.
What?
This week.
Yes, next week. I'm actually excited for
Yeah.
next week because they're doing the Toy Story animation. I'm going to have my
friend Drew is calling
kids.
the game.
I'm going to
Yep.
indoctrinate my kids into football on Sunday morning. I couldn't be more excited.
It's going to be so fun if they get into a fight and you have to watch like the Toy Story figures
Yeah.
on the field fighting each other. That would be awesome. But have you seen about like the Jaguars stadium deal that they're trying to push through? They want like
No.
they want like $1 billion in tax revenue.
Ooh.
We personally think that billionaires should build their own stadiums. Please bleep that out. I'm sorry to cuss.
Unless Tony Khan ends up owning the whole team, then he should ask for the money.
In
'cause
which
we like
case,
Tony, yeah.
just give it to Tony.
Yeah, give it to
He'll
Tony.
build another awesome wrestling league with
Mhm.
it. But yeah, so they're asking for $1 billion from Jacksonville,
Uh-oh.
and I've always been the first person to say like Jacksonville, the Jaguars are not going to leave Jacksonville for London. That's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Their team president was saying stuff like, if you guys lose us, Jacksonville's never going to get another NFL team.
Oh,
You guys
no.
know that, right?
I don't want the Jags are Jacksonville.
Yeah, you
like
can't.
that would suck.
It makes no sense for the Jaguars to play in London.
I know there's-
all the vibes about the franchise.
Yeah.
It's Florida, baby.
It is. They're
You're not going to build a pool in London.
They're perfect. Like the colors, everything. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Okay, before we get to the next game, let's do a couple ads, PFT.
These games are being brought to you by Rocket Money. It's a personal finance app. It finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors all your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Most people think that they're spending $80 on their subscriptions, when in reality, the number is closer to $200. When you've signed up for so many things like streaming services that you used to watch, maybe you just had one show that you signed up for it, or you get free trials for a delivery that you don't use, it's super easy to lose track of what you're paying for. With Rocket Money, you can easily cancel the ones that you don't want with just the press of a button. No more long hold times, no more annoying emails with customer service. Rocket Money does all the work for you. They can even negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Rocket Money also lets you monitor all your expenses in one place. They recommend custom budgets based on your past spending, and they'll even send you notifications when you've reached your spending limits. With over 3 million users and counting, Rocket Money customers have saved an average of $720 a year. How about that? $720 a year on average just by signing up for Rocket Money. Stop wasting money on things that you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/take. That's rocketmoney.com/take. rocketmoney.com/take.
Okay, next up, Lions Falcons. Big win for the Lions. Back on track. Jared Goff looks awesome. He does. I know that the Lions could have scored more points, but they were some big plays, some big throws, using his feet. The Lions are back to being good. We swung back. I know that maybe Dan Campbell was right. The loss was what they needed to get back to reality.
Yeah, I've got a name that we should all start to monitor.
Okay.
Brian Branch,
Ooh.
the safety on the Lions from Alabama.
Okay.
I think. He's the guy that you'll notice has the green mouthpiece that sticks out of his helmet like an antenna all the time.
Ooh, I like it.
Which is indicative of like a bigger problem that we have. An old man take. None of these guys wear mouthpieces anymore. They don't keep their mouthpieces in their mouth.
That's fact.
Brian Branch just has his sticking directly out of his helmet.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at
The
it.
green one. That's like, it honestly looks like he's got an antenna, like the green dot that's on the back of a linebacker's helmet saying that you're the one with the headset. It looks like he has an antenna that he's rocking. And he just beats the shit out of people.
Yeah.
I love Brian Branch. I love watching him play. He knocked Bijan Robinson and drilled him in the face, knocked his helmet off. And then after the game, they asked him about that hit. He said, "Fuck it, I'll take the flag." I like that guy.
Love that.
I like that guy. That guy's a dog.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking right now. It is just sticking. That won't help you with concussions.
Maybe it does. Maybe it absorbs some of the shot going to your head.
Yeah, maybe it does. So Brian Branch, remember the Lions got clowned, and obviously it's early, but they got clowned a little bit for their draft because they drafted a running back and a linebacker.
Mhm.
Those guys all showed up today. Jack Campbell had a sack, a bunch of tackles. Sam Laporta also drafted at tight end, big touchdown catch. And now that David Montgomery's out, Jahmyr Gibbs is getting the majority of the carries. He had 17 for 80. The Lions draft showed up for this game, and it's always great to see your rookies contributing right away.
Yeah, if anybody on your defense besides Hutchinson is contributing, the Lions defense is going to be good.
Yeah.
And they're pretty good even when Hutchinson is just the only guy that's out there making plays. But I feel like this is The Lions are officially on the right track right now.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll say it. The Falcons are too, because the Falcons are now set up where if you can just get a quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't believe in Desmond Ridder. I've never really believed in him. I know, but they have everything else. Like they play tough. They can run the ball. Their defense is pretty good. Quarterback, they need a quarterback.
Heineke?
Ooh.
Are we thinking Heineke in Atlanta?
Ooh.
You tell me if you're a Falcons fan, because I predicted that I think mid-October would be about the time they'd make the switch. You still got to give Ridder some time to develop and see, okay, maybe he's just going to figure it all out. But it doesn't look like it's trending towards Desmond's the guy.
I feel like
now.
Desmond's a perfect backup quarterback. And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
He could have a very long career, but it just nothing wows me with him.
No, but the good news, if you're a Falcons fan, the Saints lost.
Yeah.
And Derek Carr's out.
Yeah.
And the Panthers lost.
Panthers are 0-3.
And then the Bucs have to play the Eagles.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much just like we don't even have to play this weekend. We're going to stay in the same spot in the division.
Yeah. Yeah, you just got to root for the Eagles tomorrow night, and you could be sitting in first place.
They also
still.
have a very easy schedule.
Well, yeah, they play in a bad division, and they weren't great
But
last
even
year.
out of division.
Yeah, they play against the Jaguars, and although the Texans are not. The Texans are now.
They're not going to roll over.
No, they're a real team. So, yeah, Jaguars and Texans coming up.
Yeah, the NFC South is going to be one of those divisions like it was last year where every team will be mathematically available for the playoffs until like Christmas.
Yes. But yeah, Lions look good. Big benchmark game for them on Thursday night in Lambeau.
Yeah.
That will be, if the Lions win that game, it's starting. It feels like all the hype and everything. I know we bought into it off season. We bought into it after the Chiefs came back, crashing down a little bit against the Seahawks. But I feel like if they can win this game on Thursday night, short rest, watch out. And Jared's playing well. It's awesome to watch him.
Dan Campbell, Mr. Thursday Night.
I love how the Lions too. It feels like, and this is probably their offense coordinator Ben Johnson, right? I believe. Yeah,
I think so.
He's scheming guys open. Like guys are running open constantly for the Lions. They're crossing patterns. They'll get at least a couple big shots a game. Like it's fun to watch the Lions. They have a fun offense. Mm-hmm. I like what I'm seeing.
So wait, this is going to be 3 Thursday night football game or Thursday football games for the Lions this season. That's got to be a record, right?
Yeah, probably.
Because they had the opening.
Sure, they play Monday night too. At some point.
But they had the opening game on Thursday night. They've got Thursday night this week. Then they're going to play on Thanksgiving.
Whoa.
I don't think any teams ever played
Both against the Packers.
Yeah,
2 Thursday
Both
games against the
Thanksgiving's
Packers.
Packers. That's crazy.
That
has to be the first time ever.
Yeah.
Teams played twice against the same team.
and they have 2 Monday night
Thursday.
games as well. Look at the Lions.
Let's go Lions. Let's go Detroit.
They're getting a bunch of.
I only see one Monday.
I see one against ABC versus Raiders.
Saturday, December 30th. That's
Oh,
weird.
so it's
Saturday.
ABC.
But is that Monday Night Football?
Yes,
yeah,
ABC.
technically.
It might
Probably.
be, yeah.
That counts as Monday.
Yeah, that counts.
I love that so much when it's Monday Night Football on Saturday.
I mean, it'll be a standalone game. So yeah, good for the Lions. Next up, Browns 27, Titans 3. We have to say Deshaun Watson threw a ball backwards today, but he also had his best game that he's ever had in a Browns uniform, and he had his best game that he's had since like 2020.
But the backwards pass was very funny.
Oh my God, was that funny.
He threw it directly backwards and incomplete, which is a fumble. But yeah, it was a dime. It was a missile from him. It was so funny as he's falling to the ground. He didn't realize what direction he was facing.
Yeah.
He's just like, fuck it, I'm going to throw it.
He was upside down.
Then, to his credit, that guy was wide open.
Yeah, he was.
He was wide open.
But yeah, Deshaun Watson played well.
He
like
did.
that. He answered what a lot of people were saying, myself included. He had been bad through 2 weeks. He was bad last year, but today he was good.
Florio had a classic Florio moment earlier this week talking about Deshaun Watson's contract and how you can't get out of it unless he found a loophole.
Yes,
And
I saw this.
His loophole is very funny. If Deshaun Watson commits egregious acts on the field, given his fines and his penalties that he's drawn, because he had 2 personal foul. Yeah, I think it was 2 personal fouls on Monday night against the Steelers for face masks and shit. If he just continues to act a fool on the field, they can then cut him for egregious on-field behavior
Yeah.
and not have to pay anything.
Yeah.
It would be so funny if that actually happened. And I have no idea if Florio's correct about it or not, but usually when it comes to the legal minutia and the fantasy factory stuff that he builds up in his head, it could be accurate. I would just like to see a team try to do it.
It's perfectly Florio.
Yeah.
Just be like, yeah, if he trips more people, if he pokes someone in the eye.
You think the Patriots can move on from Mac Jones for grabbing someone's penis?
He did grab a penis today, Hank.
Nope.
He did grab a penis.
Actually,
today.
the Browns should trade for Mac Jones to have him just be the backup quarterback for Deshaun, be on staff as the penis
grabber. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's smart. Kill two birds with one stone. But yeah, the Browns, Deshaun played well. That was hilarious. The ref missing Amari Cooper, calling him out of bounds.
It was right in front of him.
All-time bad call. Also for the Browns, something to be excited about, because I know that last Monday was pretty much a disaster scenario for you with Nick Chubb and the way he lost the Steelers. The Browns have the best defense since 1999. They have given up 491 yards on defense through 3 games. The last time a team gave up under 500 yards through 3 games was the 1999 Bucks. The Browns defense is fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're really good. And Myles Garrett is terrifying. He's scarier before the snap than he is after the snap.
Yeah.
So you remember that clip that went viral of him doing the crossover?
Yep.
And he was just like crossing up the opposing center and then just dancing around him. Before one play against the Titans today, the Titans had 2 of their tight ends that were assigned to just both of them double team Myles Garrett. Wherever he is, you go to that side, you double team him. Myles Garrett knew that and started pacing back and forth, going from one side to the other. And every time he did that, the Titans tight ends had to loop around, go to that side of the play. He did it so many times back and forth that they took a delay of game for it.
Yeah.
They couldn't get the snap off because they kept having to move their guys to block Myles Garrett.
He's absolute freak. And Ryan Tannehill stinks again.
Yeah, he stinks. Well, let's give him some time, Big Cat.
13 for 25 for 104 yards. That's he needed a pick. He didn't throw any interceptions.
He's still a young
It's
man.
Josh Rosen stat line.
He's a young man learning the game of football. You got to give him time in the system to figure it all out. Remember, he played wide receiver in college, Big Cat.
Yeah.
So you got to give him time to evolve as a quarterback. And if you just give him enough years, I think he'll be good. Give him a 3-year extension.
Yeah.
And bet on the future on this young man. I have an update on Nick Chubb.
Okay.
Nick Chubb did not tear his ACL.
Oh.
Nick Chubb did not tear his PCL. Nick Chubb only suffered a torn MCL.
Oh,
on
that's
that
good.
play. How crazy is that? How is it possible that a man's knee can bend like that?
Wait, so what is his MCL? How long does that take?
Like 6
I
months.
think I saw 6 to 8 months.
Oh, that's not bad.
And I mean, with modern medicine, who knows?
Deer antler spray.
Deer antler spray. Inject it. Go over to Italy and get the
Ray Lewis's house.
shit injected
Yeah.
in there, the PRP. Go hang out with Lance Armstrong for a while.
I have a sad thought that I wanted to throw out there. Is Derrick Henry getting close to the cliff?
Well, I know what you're saying because I saw the stat lines from this game. Across the board for the Titans, it looked like on the stat sheet, it looked like they played one half of football.
Yeah. So I asked this because he's going to be 30 in January. He has had an incredible career. I also, now this might be confirmation bias, but I Google searched how many carries until a running back falls off the cliff. And someone wrote this detailed article with all these advanced stats, and it basically is 1,800 carries is the cliff. And once you hit 1,800 carries, all of your numbers take a sharp decline, like 25% the next year. Derrick Henry, I think today was his 1,800th carry. So it bums me out to even say this, but part of me thinks that it might be happening, and it sucks that it might be happening because I love watching Derrick Henry play football. But again, he's 30 years old. Like, it's not, it shouldn't be shocking that this discussion might start happening. I'm hoping that we have one more tractor Cedo season in us, but it feels like we might be getting to the cliff for Derrick Henry. He doesn't have the same pop.
I just want to watch him stiff arm people for the
I
next
know.
10 years.
I know.
Is that too much to ask? Even if he's bad at running back, just give him the ball and send him directly at the smallest defensive player on the field. Let him stiff arm one guy into the ground, and then I'll be happy. It's probably going to happen. And if you're Derrick Henry, you're probably getting tired of having to carry the ball so much and run into people and have your team not really do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably just tired.
Yeah, you're
Derrick Henry's
very
probably
tired.
one of the most tired people in America.
I would say so.
Yeah, he and Sleepy Joe. Just always tired. Yeah. But yeah, I hate that I have to even bring it up, but I feel like the cliff might be here.
I'm gonna withhold judgment until we get into November. November 10th, I will revisit that take, and I will agree or I will concur or dismiss it because that's when Tractor Cedo season starts, late October, and I'm hopeful that he can still run people over.
Let me see. So he had 11 carries for 20 yards. I also think it might be the Titans might be thinking we have to start preparing for a Derrick Henry-less Titans.
Well, the question
Game
should be asked:
plan-wise.
was Taylor Lewan the secret to Derrick Henry's success all along?
I think he probably was. So right now, he went 25 for 80, 15 for 63, and 11 for 20. Not great.
No,
Not
he's just
great.
getting revved up. Takes a while for a tractor to start.
He's just getting himself ready. Okay. Afternoon games. Only had 3. Seahawks 37, Panthers 27. Seahawks win this game. I, though, walked away being like, Andy Dalton can still play. I think he had over 300 yards.
Yeah, he looked good. And
He even had a red rifle on the broadcast.
his hair has gotten redder.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and Kenneth Walker looks like he's ready to go. Like he was running all over the place. So I'm happy for Kenneth Walker. I'm happy for Andy Dalton.
At one point during this game, Geno Smith made a throw across his body that kind of fluttered in the air, and I think DK caught it. The announcer said, and Geno Smith has just ridiculous arm talent. Do you think Geno Smith, is he a guy that you would say has ridiculous arm talent?
Arm talent's not the right word. He does throw a great, like, catchable ball.
He throws a good spiral.
And he has good, like, he puts it in great places.
I think he's got tremendous wrist talent.
Yeah.
I think the wrist is really what makes the ball so catchable.
He also threw a 2-point conversion that was the longest 2-point conversion ever.
And it was classic Lockett, right?
Yeah.
It was like he just drifts back, throws it up in the air, Lockett's down there somewhere, and he catches it.
Also, shout out Seattle fans. They're back. 8 false starts.
Yeah. Did you see the Seahawk?
Yeah.
The Seahawk is one of my favorite super fans. He's the dude in Seattle that dresses up like the Incredible Hulk, and he like paints a 6-pack on himself. But you can tell he's legit got a 6-pack underneath the painted on 6-pack. He rocks a hard hat and just screams at the top of his lungs. Yeah, the 12s are out.
12s are out.
12s are out big time.
12s are out. Seahawks feel like they're rolling a little bit. I know that week 1 was tough for them, but 2 good wins. The Panthers were live in this game, and I think it was because of Andy Dalton. Again, I'm taking the long-term approach for Bryce Young, but Andy Dalton is better than Bryce Young right now.
Yeah.
Like that's just a fact. They were moving the ball better than they had the first 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, and Swaggy Pete Carroll was back too. He
Yeah.
was loving it today. He was loving the 12s. He was
Yeah,
just
he
waving
was.
his hands all over the place. I've never seen a more mismatched energy between 2 coaches than Pete Carroll, who was strutting down the sidelines like the old Robber Baron Pete Carroll gif that goes around. He was feeling himself, and then you look at Frank Reich on the other side of the field. And Frank Reich is never a guy that you're going to be like, oh, well, that guy's got a lot of emotion. But today, he looked dead. He looked like he was a dead man on the side. He looked like a librarian that was going to have to shut down his library in 2 weeks and didn't want to tell anybody about it. He was just staring straight ahead, looking somber the entire time, even when they were in the game. I guess players like playing for him if you're a Frank Reich guy.
Yeah.
I guess he's a very smart football coach. He's like a very even-keeled guy. But he just looks like a dead person on the sideline.
Yeah, he did. He did. And the Seahawks look the exact opposite. Okay, before we do the last 2 games, let's do one of our last ads.
Yeah, part of my take is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you ever find that just as you're trying to fall asleep, your brain suddenly won't stop talking? Do your thoughts start racing right before bed or at other inopportune moments? Well, it turns out one great way to make those racing thoughts go away is to talk them through. Therapy gives you a place to do that so you can get all of your negative thought cycles and find some mental and emotional peace. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, suited to your schedule. I've talked to a therapist in the past. They can be very, very helpful. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Again, it's super convenient. It's on your time. It's flexible. They will match everything to your schedule. Get a break from your thoughts with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/PMT today. Get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/PMT.
Second to last game. Cardinals 28, Cowboys 16. This was a shocker.
we've been waiting all season to get our first Dak interception. Boy, did we get one.
We got
We
one.
got a great Dak interception today.
A great one. And
There's
guess
probably
what?
3 guys that would have picked that off if the linebacker didn't get it.
Can the Cowboys not play from behind?
I don't know, Big Cat.
That was the first time they had to, and they failed that test.
Yeah.
This is so Cowboys too, because we first 2 weeks they look like the most dominant team, and then to 12.5-point favorites to the Cardinals, who are somewhere in between tanking and who knows what's going on. Josh Dobbs, who signed with them in August, they just ran the ball down their throats.
Oh, let's write them off. I've been waiting to write them off.
Hank,
I really
as
have.
a Cowboys fan, pretty tough loss.
No.
Panic button, Hank?
No.
Why not?
Okay.
Well,
They
the
got a get right game coming up.
I mean, they did. It was.
the Cardinals defense, by the way, what I tell you,
Yeah,
Cardinals D, they're for real.
dude, the Cardinals' offensive line is what I'm shocked by. They ran the ball down the Giants' throat for 3 quarters. They ran the ball down the Cowboys' throat. The Cowboys have a great defense, and they just absolutely obliterated them in terms of running the ball.
So they also gave their coach a Gatorade bath after the game.
I have to
what do we
say,
think about
Jonathan
the
Gannon.
Gatorade?
Jonathan Gannon deserves a semi-apology. I think he's still a weird dude, but that was an impressive win.
He did have a pew shots explosives play to Moore.
Yeah,
He told you he was going to do that. We all saw it.
yeah.
He's finally taking the shots. I still have no faith in him as a head coach.
He's just a weird guy.
He's a weird guy, but the defense is good. A lot of people are weird guys, though.
He's not the worst coach in the NFL. Matt
True,
Eberflus is
true.
definitely the worst coach
I was going to say
in the
it's
NFL.
too soon to say that about Sean Payton. But
Yeah. Sean Payton is in the running right
Yeah.
now. We'll find out next week.
there should be an
Bears,
opposite
Broncos.
of coach of the year.
Yeah.
Worst coach of the year.
Worst coach of the year.
Yeah.
Give him a $5 million bonus because they probably got fired.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Cardinals have been in every game they've played.
They are very frisky on defense. I'm telling you, they love to hit.
Do you think there's a Cardinals fan sitting around being like, we should be 3-0?
You
Because
probably,
they could have been.
yeah.
Yeah. I was impressed by the Cardinals.
So who'd they lose to last week? Oh,
They lost to the Giants.
Yeah, they could have won that game for sure. Josh Dobbs does look good too. At times when he runs with the ball, it's like, all right, this guy's got a little spunk to him.
Josh Dobbs looks good. Rondell Moore looked good. James Conner looks good. The Cardinals have something going.
Do you think that we've seen our last game of Kyler Murray in an Arizona Cardinals uniform?
I think it depends on how many games they win this year.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they win a few games, which I think they absolutely could, and they aren't top 3 pick, yeah, I think Kyler Murray will still be their quarterback.
I think so too. What uniform do you think he'd look the smallest in?
The Vikings purple.
Vikings purple would be he'd
Vikings
look
purple.
tiny, that one.
He would look like a little Russian nesting doll.
If he was a Patriot, wearing the Patriot helmet with the red jersey,
He'd look pretty small in that.
He would look adorable.
He
in
would
that.
look pretty small in that.
Adorbs,
Yeah.
just so cute.
What else would he look small in?
The Giants. That'd be very funny
Ooh.
if he was a Giant.
Oh yeah, that would be. I think he'd look pretty small in the Browns uniform as well.
Yeah. The red helmet.
Yeah.
Or the orange helmet. Yeah. Chargers. He looked in the powder blue.
He'd look fast in the Chargers.
He looked
though.
fast, but he looked small. He looked like a little
small.
pixie guy.
This is a fun discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Cardinals, they won.
Oh, Niners. He looked tiny in a
yeah,
Niners
he would.
uniform.
He would. He'd probably look small in pretty much any uniform.
No, I think in Texans. I think he'd look bigger in Texans because it's matching blue.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what he would look big in. I think he might look big in a Jaguars uniform.
Yeah. Bucks.
Panthers. No.
Panther.
Buck small.
You think he
Anything
looks
red.
small?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Lions, he might look average size.
Yeah.
Average size.
Packer. Small.
Small. That's
Small in a
small
Packer.
for sure.
Bear.
I actually think
he looked decently sized in a Bears.
Yeah, he
uniform.
would. Saints, he would look. I think he'd look okay in a Saints uniform.
Yeah.
Great
The white ones, the all white ones.
Yeah.
he'd look good in that.
Yeah, memes. Make a tier list for us. What
And have it be just tiny Kylers in the different jerseys.
He can't block us again.
No, he
We're
can't.
already blocked. What's he gonna do? Block us again? Psh, don't think so.
Cardinals uniform. He'd look tiny in that.
I do think the Cowboys have to figure out what they are though on offense because the first 2 games they obviously were so far ahead that they did the complementary football, ground and pound. Don't make mistakes. This game, they didn't throw deep. It felt like at all, and they were still trying to play complementary football from behind. So I think Mike McCarthy's a guy who every couple of weeks, like if they win a couple games, he's like, I figured this thing out. Like I have cracked the code. We'll never lose again. And then he gets in a game like this where he's down. It's like, dude, you have CeeDee Lamb. Like throw it fucking deep. Run some routes for CeeDee Lamb. You don't have to run the ball 30 times. Just Dak is a good quarterback. I don't think he is, but he is objectively a good quarterback.
Other people say that he's a good quarterback.
Right, exactly. I'm willing to admit that.
He's supposed to be a good quarterback.
Right.
That's what I love when you just say, like, we're supposed to be good, or I thought he's supposed to be an awesome quarterback. It's like, yeah, well, like, there are a lot of people that like Dak, but a lot of people that love to feast on the Cowboys, demise whenever they do something bad, that think that he sucks, like us. Right now, we are right.
It is
Dak
funny when
Prescott.
Cowboys fans get mad being like, why don't you like the Cowboys? Like, do you know, maybe if we were 10 years younger, we wouldn't have a feeling about the Cowboys, but if you're a child of the 90s, you don't like the Cowboys.
Yeah.
It's just a fact.
Well, you either hate them or
Love them.
or you love them.
Yeah, right. It's
Because
one or
your
the other.
parents were like, okay, we're not going to teach them how to be a football fan. We're just glad that they have an interest. So, yeah, whatever team you want to root for.
Right, exactly.
Go for it. My question is, how do you think Trey Lance, deep down in his heart, felt about this game? I think he felt pretty good about this
Yeah, he probably did.
I think he's secretly wishing for more games like
Let's
this.
see some Trey Lance. Let's see what he's got. Okay. Last game, I got the Roback question, rhoback.com, promo code TAKE, roback.com, joggers, Q-zips, polos, hoodies, shorts, everything, roback.com, promo code TAKE. Go right now to roback.com, the most comfortable clothes in the world. I wear them nonstop. I guess I know the answer to the question, but I'd like to hear from you guys. Are the 2023 Chicago Bears the worst team in the NFL? I think so, yes.
I don't know. I don't know just yet.
Yes.
We'll
It's
find
hard
out
to-
next week.
Yeah, we're going to find out.
Okay.
It's hard
So
to say. I'd say that
Broncos.
they're in the conversation.
Chiefs 41, Bears 10.
Also, the Jets didn't pull out that miracle week one,
Yeah, true.
but they did.
They did. Chiefs 41, Bears 10. This game was never a game. Again, I said it earlier, but like you saw week one, I was very depressed. Week two, I was angry. Now I'm apathy zone because they are bad. They are a bad watch. They are a soft team. Matt Eberflus is the worst coach in the NFL. I actually want Matt Eberflus to keep his job because it's so sad that in September I'm already thinking draft. Like I actually think today was a win
You're thinking
because the
double
Bears
draft,
lost, the Panthers lost, and the Cardinals won. Like why not just go 0-17 and reset everything with Caleb Williams?
Yeah.
They're bad. They're so bad.
They're very bad. I think that he should be forced to coach the rest of the season as punishment, just because you can't fuck this up and then turn it over to somebody else.
Right.
You gotta sleep in the bed that you made.
He's supposed to be a defensive head coach, and the defense is soft as shit. Like they are soft as baby shit.
Well, the nice thing is you guys weren't the worst team today. You didn't have the worst loss today.
It was trending that way.
As-
If the
You had the
Chiefs
worst-
had kept in their starters,
You had the worst half today.
Yeah.
Of any team.
yeah,
But you did not have the worst loss overall, and I feel like that's kind of a win, given what the rest of your week was like. Your week was worse than your weekend. As bad as your Sunday was,
Yeah.
your Monday through Friday was worse.
won the fourth quarter.
Won the fourth quarter.
Also,
What, 10 nothing?
10 nothing, big time.
Fucking smoke.
Offense started to
that
click.
extrapolates to a 40-0 win.
Defense was buzzing. We turned over the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback twice in the second half.
And you might have injured him too.
Well, I was talking about the other one.
Oh, the other guy.
Blaine
Yeah,
Gabbert was the one who threw the two picks. Yeah, I said this online, but the Bears are so bad, they are invite your new girlfriend to the game because you know you're going to look awesome bad. Taylor Swift at the game was the story. Travis Kelce was like, hey, I want, like, you know what the fastest way for me to get a blowjob tonight is? Score a touchdown and put up fucking 40 on the Bears.
Yeah, that's bad to be at that point as a franchise where it's like, okay, this is the one game that you want your girlfriend to watch you play in. She was in Donna Kelsey's box, cussing up a storm next to her. I don't know how that is. Like if that's the first time meeting her, you meet your boyfriend's mom, and the next thing you know, you're just like dropping F-bombs left and right in her ear. Not a good look. Not a good look for Miss Taylor.
It's also crazy. This is obviously we're a football podcast, not a Taylor Swift podcast, but I saw, and I take a lot of what I know about Taylor Swift through our great colleague, Kelly Keegs. Swifties, I think, are acting like Taylor Swift is above Travis Kelce.
I don't think they like this relationship.
Travis Kelce is the second best tight end of all time. What are we talking about? This dude is incredible at football.
Taylor doesn't do second best, Big Cat.
So then
You should
Gronk.
fuck Gronk.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if Gronk meets Taylor Swift, sorry,
it's
Travis,
on site.
It's
on
on.
site.
It's on. They're just
It's
gonna
on site.
fuck and procreate, and have like the best volleyball player of all time as an offspring.
But Taylor Swifties are offended. I'm offended.
Can I tell
as
you-
a football fan? We're having an offending off.
Can I tell you why I think they're offended? Because they're perpetually offended. Because nobody is good enough
That's
for Taylor.
true.
And also, I think secretly Taylor Swift's own fan base is sabotaging her happiness. I think they don't want to see her happy.
They don't let her live.
They don't let her live.
Let her live.
They don't want to see. And here's why: they don't want to see in her good relationship, because then what is she going to sing about?
True.
They already pay her $1 billion a year.
They've got her
as
stuck in a
fans,
box.
And then what are they? They're going to give her $1 billion, and then she's going to get on stage and sing to them about how great her life is and how great her relationships are. And meanwhile, every poor Swiftie that's been broken up with in the last year is in the crowd watching her like, I can't relate to her at all anymore.
You're right.
I want her. They want her to fail.
Swifties want Taylor to be happy on their own terms.
Yeah.
They don't want Taylor Swift to find genuine happiness.
They want her to be happy because she's found empowerment after a disastrous breakup.
That's
and being
bullshit.
alone.
I think Travis Kelce's a catch. The dude is good looking, scores a ton of touchdowns.
Super Bowl
Any
champion.
Swifties that are tuning in right now,
2-time.
touchdowns are important in this game.
They are.
So maybe that's what we got to do. We got to teach Swifties about football, and then they'll be like, oh, Travis Kelce. We should make all Swifties join a fantasy league, and they'll see that Travis Kelce gets drafted like in the first couple of rounds, and they'll realize, oh, this guy's fucking good.
If Swifties become diehard NFL fans, though, they will be able to find dirt on Roger Goodell that we previously have not heard about. They will find, like, if Travis Kelce gets
Oh,
suspended,
they'll link up with Dan Snyder.
if Travis Kelce
Yeah.
gets like flagged for a bullshit call this year, Swifties will go deep into the Roger Goodell backstory. They'll discover the chair that he sat in on draft night. They'll go through all of it.
Yeah.
And they will come up with some shit that will get him fired as being commissioner.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
That's, yeah.
So Hank, you should form an alliance.
We
with the
want
Swifties.
this. Yeah.
Start the narrative that the NFL doesn't want to see Travis succeed.
Either way,
Also, Travis is a podcaster, and they have a history of digging up bad stuff that Taylor Swift's boyfriends have said on podcasts.
that's true.
Just pointing that out.
That's true.
Shout out. Comtown.
I have one last question about this game. As a fan, how early am I allowed to root for draft picks? Is it too early?
All right, so
it
but
doesn't
you
feel
gotta be
too
clear.
early.
You got to be clear about it, because you can't root for the Bears to lose. You have to make it very clear that it's a draft pick that you're rooting for.
Yeah, because
You have to at least pretend. You have to be happy if the Bears win. That's the thing. You can be content if they lose and rationalize it by being like, well, that's good for the draft status. But if you win a game that you're not supposed to win, you have to be happy about that.
because I've obviously been in this spot before because the Bears have been bad many times before, but this is very early to have the thoughts creep in my head where I'm like, would it be bad if we just lost every game? I don't know. I think that I'll just revert to how I was dealing with it last year, where it's like all week I'm rooting for a draft pick. The minute the game starts, like, yeah, I want the Bears to win.
Yeah.
Like I don't want the Bears to lose to the Broncos, because that would be embarrassing. Like, it's already been embarrassing enough. This would be even more embarrassment. The team that just lost 70-20. But if they do lose to the Broncos, I'd be like, not the worst.
yeah, you have to root for your team on Sunday.
The fact that I'm even having these thoughts in September 25th, never has a season spiraled this far out of control this quickly. And Matt Eberflus is a bad coach. 13 straight losses.
On defense, if the offense was bad, that would be depressing enough. But the fact that he's a defensive guy and you guys don't look like you want to tackle it all, that's tough.
It's
Because this was a do you have any pride game.
It's also sucks to have to do, like, I feel like we just got rid of Matt Nagy. And now we got to go right back to it.
And then Nagy had to beat the shit out of you
Beat
today.
the shit out of us.
He
They
loved
beat
it.
the shit out. It was,
They were pulling out the like double pass back, throw down field to the tight end play in the first quarter. That was Matt Nagy being like, that's my fingerprint on this game.
I think if you had told the Chiefs before the game, there's a bomb underneath the stadium, and if you don't win 100-0, then we're going to detonate the bomb, they would have won 100-0.
Yeah.
I really do think that if they had kept on trying the entire game, they could have won 100-0. That's how bad the Bears are.
This was Nagy's Super Bowl that he prepared for.
Man, really bad team. Really, really bad team. Okay, Steelers win a tight one in the end, And the biggest story coming out of this is Josh McDaniels is a fucking moron, as always.
I was going to say the biggest news coming out of this was a tidbit I didn't know going into it. Kenny Pickett had never thrown for 2 touchdown passes in his career until now.
And he did. He had a great game. Matt Canada, all he needed was a promotion.
That's right. So the report came out from Jordan Schultz that the Steelers were actually promoting Matt Canada to a more prominent role, and he will work more directly with Kenny Pickett and will remain the play caller on offense. So the problem was there wasn't enough Matt Canada.
Yeah.
Now they're doubling down on it.
More Matt Canada. So the reason why I say Josh McDaniels is an idiot, in full disclosure, we give Matt LaFleur a bunch of shit for it all the time. He did the Matt LaFleur. Down 8, 4th and 4 at the 8-yard line, and he kicked a field goal. You need a touchdown, dude.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? And then they got the ball back with 10 seconds left, ends up in an interception. Are the Steelers back?
So the Steelers are, in fact, in first place in the AFC North. How about that? Their point differential is not that great. But
What is it?
I think technically I'll have to do the math because they haven't updated the point differential on Google. I guess we could do it right now, but that's too much math to do. Let's just say that I think out of the
+5 for whatever it is now.
it's +5 from whatever it is now. Okay, so that would
5.
let's see AFC North standings. It was
It'll be -14.
33 to 52 beforehand, and then the Browns have a significantly better. They actually have scored way more points than their opponents, and so have the Ravens. But I think technically the Steelers are in first place. So good job, Steelers.
Good job, Steelers. Yeah, that was a good win. Their defense is for real, and Kenny Pickett being able to. I mean, they had 4 active wide receivers tonight, so they didn't have a ton of guys, and they go to Vegas, win a big game. Kenny Pickett throws his 2 touchdowns. Calvin Austin, who Jersey Jerry has been telling us he's the fastest guy. It was actually a very Jersey Jerry moment. He's like, Calvin Austin is the fastest guy in the NFL. Some are saying he's faster than Tyreek Hill. We're like, oh, is that you? He's like, yeah, they didn't time him right at the combine. And he's like, look up the video. PFT pulls up the video. It's just Jersey Jerry ranting at the TV about how they didn't time him.
But it's from like a ghost account. Jersey Jerry's put out misinformation out there because at the NFL Combine, on the TV version of it, it doesn't stop right when he crosses the finish line. The clock goes on for another 0.3 seconds. But then they obviously don't use the version that they use on TV. The scouts have the electronic timing. They adjust the timing at the end. So Jersey Jerry is saying that Calvin Austin is not only the fastest human in the NFL, the fastest human ever to exist.
Yes.
Is Calvin Austin.
Yes.
He's ran a 4.03 40-yard dash.
Yeah, he is very fast.
He is very fast.
He's very fast.
Takes the top off the defense. I love the Steelers fans that go out to Vegas. They're having the best time ever. They all packed their best Steelers uniform. They packed their Steelers dresses. I saw one guy wearing a Steelers full-piece suit with 5 pieces on it.
Yep.
They showed up. They showed up in Vegas. It was cool.
Yeah. So, and Mark Davis looks swaggy as hell, as
yeah.
always.
I think Kenny Pickett might have a mullet now. We need to check out the full lettuce on that. I think he might be mulleted out.
Yeah, he might be.
Him and Brooks.
Yeah. Oh, Brooks' mullet. We didn't even talk about his fucking. Oh, Memes is sad. Memes got a haircut today. He tried to get a mullet and he couldn't. It didn't take. What happened, Memes?
Told her I want a mullet. She didn't really speak English, so she just said okay. And then 5 minutes into it, she took a buzzer to the back of my head.
What language did she speak?
She spoke Spanish. I
Muletto.
also showed her a picture, and she was like, "Oh, okay." And then that was it.
So you show her a picture of Brooks?
I showed her one of that, and then the other guy, who's it? Sam Burns?
Cam Smith?
No, Sam Burns.
Cam Smith. No,
Cam
he doesn't have a mullet.
Cam Young?
Cam Smith has a mullet.
Cam Smith does?
Yeah.
Does he? Would you say that's a mullet?
I think so.
Yeah, it might be a mullet. Hard to say.
I'm
if it's
sorry,
just
Memes.
Australian
That's
mullet.
brutal to go in expecting a mullet and not getting one.
You should go to Sport
gonna
Clips. They would never make that mistake.
Never. They would never make that mistake.
Never make that mistake. Or the Raiders are not good, so that means the Broncos are really, really bad.
Very bad, yeah.
So
I'd
now,
say the Raiders are ass.
yeah. So now the Bears-Broncos game is really who is the worst in the NFL.
Yeah.
It is the who is the worst bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Vikings are the Vikings the Panthers and the Vikings are the other 0-3 teams. But I think the Vikings aren't that bad.
No,
I think they're regressing. I guess the Bengals too have to win a game.
they're technically undefeated.
Yeah. The Bengals aren't bad either. So it really is Broncos, Bears, Panthers.
Yep.
Raiders.
You're still in the conversation.
No, I think we are the worst team, but that's fine. Yeah, good win for the Steelers.
There was a hilarious play. Actually, two very funny plays that happened in this game. One is Patrick Peterson trying to play defense on a ball that had already gone over his head like a full second before. As Devontae Adams is rolling into the end zone, Patrick Peterson jumps up in the air to try to intercept the ball. I don't know what he was watching. That was very funny. The second was George Pickens' attempted block that he had.
Yes.
Downfield. It just I actually do think that George Pickens is a little bit insane, and he threw his body into a block like he thought he was an anime character.
Yeah.
That could just like jump through someone. Just freaked out. He looked like a dog on a leash trying to jump up and bite it, and just got absolutely ran over on it. But it was a very funny attempted block on his part.
They just showed a highlight of Jimmy Garoppolo doing a point and then an interception. They should make it a rule that if you point and you score a touchdown, it should be extra point, and if you throw an interception, it should be minus a point.
Yeah.
You can't point and throw a pick.
Yeah. Heineke would be a great quarterback if that were the case.
Yeah. Yeah. The point has to
The
work.
point throw is awesome because you get all excited about it.
You're like, oh shit,
Calling his shot.
wide open. But yeah, Josh McDaniel, real dumb guy. I still don't really understand. He had all 3 timeouts. So what's the if you don't get the 4th down, then you're in the same spot where you need to stop, right?
Yep.
So makes no sense whatsoever.
I've got a conspiracy. Hank, you might say that this is like a Florio take, but let me know what you think about it because it involves your Patriots. Mark Davis, we all know that he's probably not going to be able to afford the inheritance tax on the Raiders when it comes time to pay that bill. Do you think that he hired Josh McDaniels as the head coach to get Tom Brady involved in the ownership group so that Tom Brady could then contribute to the tax bill when the time comes, so he gets to retain the Las Vegas Raiders in his own name?
I don't think McDaniels had to be part of that equation. I think Brady wanted in.
Brady
wanted in on ownership.
Maybe Brady demanded
regardless
it.
of who the coach was.
Maybe Brady demanded it. And he said, "You hire this guy, and then I will." Maybe McDaniels has all the dirt on Tom Brady, so Tom Brady told Mark Davis, "Hire McDaniels, keep him happy, pay him as a favor to me, and then I'll help you out with the tax bill."
Ooh, what about this? Maybe Brady-Belichick feud was so real that Brady bought in on the Raiders to eventually buy the Raiders and then hire Steve Belichick to try to win 7 Super Bowls and be like, Brady-Belichick Raiders was actually the dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be sick. Not sick, but kind of sick.
Sick in a good way or a bad way?
Both.
Yeah. Would you root for the Raiders? Brady was on?
You'd have to a
It
little
was
bit.
Brady and Belichick. Yeah, what do you? I can't say no. I can't
They
really
pretty
say
much
no.
become the Patriots.
Yeah.
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 And then Tom Brady's son plays quarterback for the Raiders.
Yeah.
So it's a Brady sandwich with the Belichick filling.
Yeah.
Think about that, Hank.
I might be stupid enough to be onto something with this.
Yeah.
this whole
No, I
McDaniels
think you're
thing.
right.
You should stop before.
It's also late, so yeah.
to be on to something.
You're just upset that you didn't get your stupid lighthouse facts out.
Wednesday.
Yeah, but they are facts.
It's you know what? It's gonna be Lighthouse Wednesday on part of my take.
Yes, Lighthouse Wednesday. All right.
Why are you sighing like that? You brought it up.
Yeah, it's your thing.
You wanted to do it right now. You'd love to be talking about that fucking lighthouse.
Mhm. That's all you want to talk about.
You remember when Hank?
Banned for the rest of the show.
Hank, you remember when I asked you if you would fuck the lighthouse, and you said, "I don't know. I'm not sure if it would fit." Thinking back on it, I was asking you if you wanted to like
Sit on it.
Like no, fuck the
Oh.
White House. Like you grind up against it. You thought
I didn't know
Would I
my
let
dick
the
could
light-
fit inside it.
would I let the lighthouse go up my ass?
Yeah,
No,
you thought
no.
he was
That's
sitting
a
on
bonk
the
on your
lighthouse.
part. That's a bonk on
No,
your
it's
part.
a punk on your part.
I didn't know if I could fit inside of it.
No, you said you didn't think that the lighthouse would fit inside you.
I didn't know if it would fit.
That's a different question. That's would you let
what
the
did I
lighthouse
say?
fuck you?
What did I say?
You said I don't know if it would fit.
Correct.
You-
It referring to me.
No, you're a liar.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
that's just you. Just choose your own adventure, but that's fine. Got a couple tweets. I see how it is.
Should we do?
I didn't tweet it. I'm saying this to you with my words.
No, you didn't think it in real time. You saw other people say it to you, and then you're just
Oh, you
regurgitating those
copied.
takes.
No, I didn't because I didn't think of it at the time.
Exactly.
But I wanted to
Be
address
quick.
it.
Copy.
Be quick one time, PFT.
I wanted to
one
address
time in
it.
your life.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, let's go to let's do our overly direct takes.
All right, let's move into our overly direct take presented by DirecTV. DirecTV is the ultimate destination for pro football. It's where fans can get their football fix this season. Whether you're watching games live on TV or a streaming app, DirecTV has you covered, and you can get DirecTV without a satellite. Huge news, you can get a $400 reward card with a 24-month DirecTV package and receipt of 2023-2024 NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube. Offer not endorsed or associated. Details at directtv.com. All right, overly direct takes. What do you got?
My overly direct take is that the Bears are going to go 0-17.
Ooh. I think the Bears might have the first and second pick in the draft.
That would be nice.
That's my overly direct take.
I think that the New York Jets should answer the phone when Carson Wentz calls them, because apparently Carson Wentz has proactively reached out to the Jets this season. I think you should heed that call, memes. I think that I've reached the point where Zach Wilson is such ass that Carson Wentz, although ass himself, is a significantly smaller ass than Zach Wilson.
I also have a direct take, overly direct take. I think Russell Wilson will get benched this year.
Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm. I do. Sean Payton has no allegiance to him.
No.
I don't know when they can get out of his contract. I'll look it up. Jake and Max, give us an overly direct take.
My overly direct take is that if Tua Tagovailoa stays healthy, the Dolphins are guaranteed a spot in the AFC Championship.
Oh!
What's his
Guaranteed.
middle name?
Tua? Oh, Donnie.
Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Donnie.
Guaranteed, Jake.
Yeah.
You dropped a hard G.
If he stays healthy, fully healthy, if he doesn't miss any games. Last year, they were probably in the same spot before he got hurt.
Guaranteed, Jake. What are you going to do if that's not true? You can't just issue a guarantee without backing it up. Ray Allen tweet.
No.
Ray Allen tweet.
No.
Ray Allen tweet.
No.
Ray Allen tweet.
Russell Wilson can't get out of. They can't. That first potential out is 2026. Now, obviously, that can. I mean, contracts are a joke in the NFL, so maybe that changes. But first potential out 2026. So Ray Allen tweet.
Would the
Jets
want him, memes?
Never.
Russell Wilson?
You want Russell Wilson?
Sean Payton probably
The Bears will probably get Russell Wilson and be like, "This is the guy."
Probably give him up for like a 5th round pick at this point.
And when I say this is the guy, I mean I'll say this.
Also,
is the
last
guy.
week, my overly direct take was the Cardinals would win 5 games. Doesn't look so crazy now.
Whoa,
No.
Jake, nice. Max, what's your overly direct take?
Not NFL, but Penn State will be going to the college football.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, you beat up on Iowa.
I know we're going to talk college football on Wednesday, but I mean, I was right. The haters were out for Deion. I told you guys the haters were ready for him. Ready for him.
I think most people weren't hating on it though. I think
people were.
if you're a college football
Hating.
fan, you kind of expected this to happen.
Yeah, but
The casuals,
23-point underdog.
but the hate
Yeah.
there was a lot of hate. People don't like Deion. I understand it.
I think most people do though.
I don't know, man. I
think some people don't like the fact that people thought noobs to the sport thought that Deion was going to go like undefeated this season.
yeah, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
I bet Oregon. Yeah.
And we did say on the show that he is going to go undefeated, but that was strictly because we just didn't want Deion to clown on us after every win.
Yeah. All right. Let's do who's back of the week and the show. Who's back of the week? Hank.
My who's back of the week is cinema.
Okay, go on.
Okay.
Oh, Killers of a Flower Moon.
No, that movie, I'll watch it because it's Scorsese and Leo, but it's not like popping off with the trailer.
It's
I'm
like
not
3.5
I have to
hours.
see- yeah, I don't watch that trailer. I'm like, I need to see this.
Yeah.
But I will. But the WGA and AMPTP have reached an agreement. The strike is over.
Oh, it's over. We're back.
Oh!
All right.
Are you breaking news? To me,
That
you are.
broke right before we started recording.
Wow.
All right.
I didn't think it was like breaking news worthy because, football, but
Right.
Yeah, but now so how bad are the shows going to be for a while?
I think it's like a year and a half lag time. Like they're going to get really bad. We're going to get all the reality TV you can handle in like a year and a half.
That's not the worst. I like reality TV.
The NFL script's about to be popping though.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
facts.
they got Taylor.
They got
in
Taylor.
there.
Is
they
that
did.
a coincidence? Taylor goes to a game the day that the writers are back. The footage of Taylor and Travis walking out after the game was very funny because they were doing the awkward middle school walk next to each other where it's like we should be holding each other's hands, but their hands were like green lined away from each other.
Yeah.
Like they were afraid to be seen in public holding hands.
Yeah.
What if it's just a fake relationship?
Oh man.
What if this is like a Tom
duped?
What if she's a beard?
Believe in love.
Okay.
Believe in love. Okay, PFT, your who's back?
My who's back of the week is Lou Holtz.
Oh yeah.
Lou Holtz is back big time. Ryan Day, after the game against Notre Dame, just cut a WWE promo being like, I want to know where Lou Holtz is right now. And it was like 1 a.m. Lou Holtz is asleep. He's been asleep since 6 after he had dinner at Golden Corral. And he's just waking up in the morning, probably at like 4 a.m. for his tea time, reading the newspaper, like, what's this guy saying about me? And it was...
that was Mahomes Lou Holtz.
Yeah, they're all variations. You want me to make it Greeny and Lou Holtz? My wife woke me up this morning. And it was very funny to see Ryan Day get so pissed off at an 86-year-old man.
It made me uncomfortable
Yeah,
because Ryan Day's not that guy. Like I did not think he had that in him.
I hope he ramps it up. I hope he dedicates every game this season to beating the shit out of teams just to rub it in Lou Holtz's old wrinkly face.
Also very funny, Ryan Day being like, we've had one bad half in 2 years.
Yeah.
I guess if that's how you want to talk about the 2 times you lost to Michigan and Jim Harbaugh stuck his dick down your throat.
Yeah.
One bad half, that's fine.
Well, it
but
was in the snow that one time, Big
one
Cat. It was
bad
bad
half
weather.
in 2 years. Yeah, that was a great game. We're going to have Andy Staples in studio on Tuesday, so we'll talk all college football. But yeah.
I just love the fact that Ryan Day was walking around all day thinking about Lou Holtz, talking shit about his team.
old man.
This son of a bitch.
It's the best. College football is the best. It's the weirdest sport. Like he was thinking about Lou Holtz on the sideline during that game.
Yeah.
Just be like, this motherfucker.
He's trying to fall asleep at night. Lou
Called
Holtz's
us
face
soft.
just dancing around in his head.
Yeah, called us soft. My who's back is the Oakland A's being a dumpster fire of an organization. Fuck John Fisher. Sell the team to someone who keeps the team in Oakland. You piece of shit. The Oakland A's gave Miguel Cabrera a going away present because he's retiring. They gave him a $90 bottle of wine, which is a cheap, terrible gift. Miguel Cabrera also is a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah.
So the Oakland A's are the biggest clown show.
There was no
of
way
all
for
time.
them to know that. We didn't know that about Miggy.
Unreal that they did that. Unfucking real.
It's funny in like a sick way.
Yeah.
I don't think it was intentional. It'd be funny if it was intentional. If they're that classless and they knew it about him and they gave him a bottle of wine, that would be funny in terms of just like how bizarre it is.
Yes.
But it's probably just the fact that they didn't have a gift for him. They're like, oh yeah, he's retiring. Let's just send our intern out to the store. Here's the credit card. Make it nice, but not too nice.
Yeah, please don't spend too much money on this. $90 bottle of wine. Jake, your who's back?
My who's back is second place.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
it was a big second place weekend. The theme continues for this podcast. Archers over Water Dogs PLL Championship and Orlando Squeeze over DC Pickleball Team.
The Orlando what?
The
We
Orlando
lost to
Squeeze.
the Orlando Squeeze.
We lost to the Squeeze?
in a dream breaker.
What's that?
What?
It's their name for tiebreaker.
This is Mad Libs.
Oh my god.
That sounds like a movie.
This is
the
bad.
Water Dogs.
Yeah.
We watched the game. That sucked.
Oh,
Missed the
The
two at the
fourth
buzzer.
quarter.
Okay,
game.
all right.
We watched the fourth
I want to be
quarter.
very clear. We did not lose that game. The refs took it from us.
Correct.
And the shot clock operator took it from us.
Correct.
I want that guy investigated. The Archers, right? We're playing the Archers.
Yeah.
The Archers got the ball with like a minute left. There's a shot clock in lacrosse. They didn't start the shot clock until like 4 seconds after they had the ball. I don't know who that guy is. We should be looking
Matt
into
Palem
him.
is the name of the head official.
Oh wow, Jake calling him out by name. I want.
Jake.
He's a great guy.
Spicy.
Oh, is he a great guy?
Hey,
He doesn't know how to do math in the
comes
clock.
up with good clicks. He like curses back at the players.
huh. Sounds like he's worried about himself and not maybe,
Yeah, he's
starting
trying
the
to be a
shot clock.
star. That was bullshit, though. We should have won that game. We almost won that game.
Yeah.
How does it feel to lose 2 championships in one day?
All right, you tell me.
You lost 2, Max.
Yeah, you're
I don't
part
own-
of this podcast.
I don't own that team.
Yeah, you
I don't
do.
either.
This whole
I'm part
podcast
of them.
does.
You're
Wow,
part of
Max, what a dick.
You guys are dicks.
it. If
No,
the Water
you're a
Dogs
dick.
won, you would have celebrated with
You're
us,
a
Max.
dick, dude. You're both those teams you have invested interest in.
This is the first full season that Max has been a Water Dogs fan,
Yeah.
and we finished in second place.
And
I-
DC Pickleball.
And DC Pickleball.
I just think that's interesting, Max.
The fucking
Huh.
squeeze.
the Orlando Squeeze.
I
We're up-
cannot believe we lost
we're
to
up
the
2-0.
Squeeze. I hate the Squeeze.
You can't lose to the
and then they
Squeeze,
forced
man.
the Dream Breaker.
Squeeze always beat us.
Yeah. Dream Breaker's electric, by the way. Pickleball listeners will appreciate that.
Oh man, Max, what a scumbag move by Max.
I don't know. I just
Penn State, though, right?
Yeah, Penn
State,
State.
Penn
Oh,
State,
oh,
let's
Penn
go.
State. Penn State. I'm sure James Franklin will win a big game.
Actually, you know what? Now I'm officially rooting for Penn State to make it to the Final Four,
Yeah.
Lose to the
and
championship.
then lose to Georgia by 70 in the national
That's
championship.
memes versus Max.
Yeah. There you go, memes. You guys want to do Monday reading?
Yeah,
Sure.
what do you got?
I I found this. I was reading to my son the other night, and I didn't realize I had this book, so I thought this would be a good Monday reading.
Oh, God.
It's called Hello Lighthouse. Hello Lighthouse is the book. I know we said we weren't going to do any more Lighthouse talk.
Yeah.
So
No, this is Monday
Wednesdays.
reading.
Yeah, this is Monday reading. Wednesday we're going to do the. I say we call it the finale for now. Finale for now.
Well, it'll
Lighthouse.
settle it once and for all.
Once and for all, we're gonna. That's a great teaser. Finale for now, but Hello Lighthouse. On the highest rock of a tiny island at the edge of the world stands a lighthouse. Wait, this isn't at a football stadium.
Let me see.
What? Go look at it. Look at the first page. It's in the water. Hello Lighthouse. Hank, this is kind of your speed.
A lot of pictures.
From dusk to dawn, the lighthouse beams. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, lighthouse.
Just for
The new keeper arrives to replace the old, to carry on tending the light. He polishes the lens and refills the oil. Do you guys have oil in yours? And trims the burned end of the wick. Through the night, he winds the clockwork that keeps the lamp in motion. During the day, he gives the round rooms a fresh coat of sea green paint. He writes in the logbook and threads his needle and listens to the gathering wind.
Jake, read a page.
Do the announcer voice.
Yeah, and then Max, you just a little tip for anyone children's books. You just skip like the middle because then they don't realize, and then
It's quicker.
You go right to the end. So we'll have Jake read this, then Max read the end.
Okay.
This is bullshit though. This lighthouse is nowhere near a stadium.
But it's near a body of water, right? That's what we talked about.
Yeah, no,
Is that a teaser?
Yeah, it's a teaser.
Oh.
And I can't wait to have this discussion.
Wednesday's gonna be
Embrace debate.
on again. Just so everyone's clear, it's the finale of the lighthouse for now.
Yeah.
We do not want to box ourselves in saying we're not going to talk about this lighthouse.
Somebody did send me a picture of the lighthouse at the Billy Joel concert.
Yeah, me too.
Looked awesome.
It was pathetic. Pathetic. Like,
It was
wasn't even
dark,
on.
rainy,
You couldn't-
and clowdy.
you couldn't-
Literally,
Oh,
there's
it
probably
would've been
people
nice-
walking to the stadium being like, "Where's the stadium? Where's the stadium?" Oh,
Well, if it's dark, rainy, and cloudy, it'd be nice if there was a light that was turned on that people could see.
there was.
It was pathetic. You can't see it at all if you're in that end zone.
I actually had a
Stevie
moment.
Nicks literally said, "This is the coolest lighthouse I've ever seen."
I had
Don't
a-
say that.
Yes,
I had
she
a-
did.
she
She
did
stopped.
not-
She
she
stopped in the middle of one of her songs. Was like, "Oh my
Stevie-
god!"
I had a
Stevie
moment.
would
I had a
never.
moment where I was like, "We've gone too far." My son didn't have school on Friday, so my wife took him to the Shed Aquarium, and she sent me a picture of a lighthouse in the Shed Aquarium, and I was like, "We can't be bringing lighthouses home. Like this is too much. This is following me."
So I looked at. I got so far in the bit that I almost bought a lighthouse.
well,
What does that
I mean,
mean?
I should say,
I found a lighthouse that was for sale for $88,000 online,
let's buy it.
and I almost bought the. And then I clicked on it, and
Oh,
looked
the
at the
maintenance
pictures of the
suck.
inside, and I was like, that's going to require a lot of elbow grease. A lot of that's a fixer upper. I don't know.
Now I want to buy one. Also, that was not in my son's room. I bought that. The book.
Oh, won a Caldecott medal.
Oh, what is
great.
that?
I don't know. It's
All right,
one of
finish
those
this off.
Shiny things.
Let
Where's the
Max,
banner?
yeah, give us a page, then Max will finish the book.
The wind takes a deep breath and blows and blows. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hank, you could keep this book.
All right, last page.
Oh. Max?
On the highest rock of a tiny island, at the edge of the world, stands a lighthouse. It is built to last forever, sending its light out to sea. The fog rolls in and the fog rolls out. The waves rise and crash. The wind blows and blows. Hello. Hello. Hello? That actually wasn't the last page, but it was.
How'd you fuck that up, Max? Oh,
To the
all right.
lighthouse.
Great. To the lighthouse.
Tall lighthouses.
Great show, boys.
Are you doing all lighthouses matter?
They do.
I can't wait for Wednesday. Can we go PowerPoints for the YouTube viewers?
If we can get like, I would like to
Subscribe.
maybe get like a courtroom scene. We can get General McFuckface up here.
Okay.
Really,
Dude,
really-
his name is Commander Kroll, and he's a
Sorry.
fucking commander in the United States military.
All right. I think we need PowerPoints. We
Yeah.
need PowerPoints on Wednesday.
All right, we'll have a debate.
Yeah.
We'll hear this
It's
out.
not a power. It's not. I'm not presenting anything. I'm worried.
All right, fine. We'll debate. Yeah, we'll debate. You're going to get smoked in this debate.
Well, you guys are gonna gaslight me and convince me I lose no matter what.
Well, you're the one
how
that
much
brings it
evidence
up
I
all the
prove.
time.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, numbers.
3.
69.
18.
One.
Memes, you ever gotten this?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
25.
20.
Shane? 10. 87.
Gronk.
87.
Gronk.
Oh,
Gronk.
Gronk. Gonna get, he's
Mr.
gonna get his dick
future
sucked by
Mr.
Taylor
Swift.
Wait, isn't Kelsey also?
Oh, yeah. Kelsey.
Whoops.
Kelsey's 87
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I'll put it this way. If Travis Kelce married Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce takes her last name. If Gronk marries Taylor Swift, she's Taylor Gronkowski.
Yeah.
She takes his name.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right. We'll see everyone on Wednesday.
Love you guys.